Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing.
Hopefully we can
3,
hear
2,
you.
1.
3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's see. Bob. All right, guys. Coach Dennis here. Shut the F Up podcast with Hailee, my good friend Hailee.
Hi, guys.
So I guess I haven't seen you in a while, so I guess we'll just jump right in. So what you been up to? Tell us what you've been up to lately.
Woo! I guess like since the last time I've seen you, yoga got put on hold, and I produced a play.
Oh, nice.
Which was really fun.
What was the play about?
So there was 3 different ones. So we did 3 one-act plays, and they were all written by Black women.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a coincidence. We didn't like try to do that, but it was really cool. The first one was about like a young girl narrating, or like an older version of a young girl narrating her life. And then the second one was about an author who went to go see if he could self-publish his book because a publisher didn't want to take his book. And he did. It was cool. And then the last one was about finding wisdom in a strip club.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's what?
It was.
Wow.
So we like literally like what it was is we did it over at like North Node and like Guru Spot as well, the Loft. And both of those places are event spaces. So we had everybody come in to North Node and like sit down and watch the first one, which was like very traditional, like a play. And then for intermission, they went upstairs and watched the second show and then had their intermission upstairs. And then they came back downstairs and it was completely different. Everything had turned into a strip club. There was a bouncer outside giving them money. And like they just came in and like sat down and then the show started. But like we let the music play and everything for a while. Like it was really like a club.
So was this your first, was this your directorial debut or?
No, it was my producer debut, I guess. Okay. I've directed before, but this was my first time doing it under my company.
Oh, nice.
I wrote one, which was really cool.
Which one did you write?
The second one, it was called Exit.
Okay. Yeah. And so what was that? So what was this, basically the synopsis about that or the plot?
Yeah, so he essentially, it starts in a dream. So he is kind of like walking around and he can't really find where he's looking for. And then he ends up in this place and it's like, it looks magical, I guess you could say. Like there's clouds and like lighting and all this stuff. And he's in a dream and he has a conversation with like, I guess like a guardian angel, I guess you could say. Like, you know, sometimes you meet people in dreams and they just fucking talk to you. And so that's what happened. And she was just like, you know, helping him motivate himself. And then so he woke up the next day, had a meeting with a publisher, and they did not like the book. And he was like, well, fuck this. Like, I'm not giving up. And so he just like called a bunch of, it was really short. It's like 15 minutes. So he called a bunch of like self-owned bookstores and like publishers and all this stuff. And no one was like getting back to him. No one wanted to help him out. So he was like, fuck this, I'm going to do this myself. And he found like a little quaint bookstore that was willing to let him host his first like book release. And so he kind of did everything in there, sold the book, and it was like a really successful book release. And he ends up having someone come and want to invest in him in the book.
Oh, nice.
How it ended. Yeah.
That's dope. And then the first one, what was the story on that one? Yeah,
so that one was called Star. And it was written by a writer named Tara Prowl. And it was actually a novel, is how she wrote it. But then she adapted it so she could submit it for the contest, which I thought was really cool and innovative to do. And anywho, this one was like actually kind of traumatizing a little bit. Like it had a lot of things that were like rough to go through. So it was essentially a young version of a girl living out like the plot and the story, but there was an older version of her narrating. So there was like someone off who was narrating the whole situation as it was happening. And so she just kind of like walked her through how she became herself in life. And it talked about her school life. It talked about her life with her friends. And then she had a cousin who ended up getting addicted to drugs. And unfortunately, I mean, it's art in the writing as well, so I don't want to make it so unfortunate. But yeah, she sold her for money. Not like crazy to like, not to like a sex scheme or anything like that, but she like pimped her out to like a dude who abused her. And then she just kind of from there had to like go on this journey of like dealing with anger and then coming to just forgiveness and like self-love. But that one was it was a heavy hitter for sure. Like the actors had to cry every night.
Oh,
like
wow.
yeah, and we did 12 runs of it. So it was like props to Carla because she really did cry every night. She gave it her all. It was crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It was tough. It was really tough. But it was also like traditional for like, sorry.
That's all right.
It was also really traditional for like a theater show. Like, so it was for the first one for it to see, it was okay. And it was heavy, but it was comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, everyone got lighter as it went. And then at the end, you're in a strip club. So people were like laughing and having a good time. So it was like a really good way to end. But
so going into the strip club one, what was the premise? Finding wisdom in a strip club.
Yeah. So that one was called Wisdom in Weird Places. And it was written by Guru Ma. And it was really, really cool. So they walk in, there's a bouncer downstairs, the music is playing. They walk in and they, you know, find their own seats. And then essentially you just see a group of people together. And someone that they used to know back when they were young comes in and he's like up. He has like all this money, like he's good, he seems happy. And they're like, what happened? What did you do? And he kind of goes on this story about telling them how he invented an app and like it had a fail. It wasn't just immediately successful. Like he quit his job, went back, all these things, you know, lost love, like wasn't a good dad, but like figured out how to be, like all of these things that he went through. And so it took place in the strip club. And then as he starts talking about the situations, the lighting kind of changes, the environment changes a bit, and we go into his apartment as he tells us everything. And then he comes back into the strip club to like talk about his success, and then the environment goes back into the strip club kind of thing with the lighting and the environment and things like that. But it was just the premise of the story is just someone telling them like how I got successful, and it wasn't as easy as you would think that it is. It's not by doing any of this, but you know, I like this, and so I can give you wisdom here too. And I think the premise of that was just like you can find God anywhere. Like it's fine. Like you don't have to be in the most holy places for God to be there. You know, and Jesus didn't go to holy places. He went to, you know, where everybody was at.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like the gist of that one there. So it was really nice. It was a lot of fun.
That is pretty cool. So
yeah, that was what I did in December.
Okay.
Yeah. So then after that, it was just kind of like take a break, relax.
So is that what you're doing now? Just kind of taking a break?
Yes.
So how'd you get into, well, let's start in the beginning, because that's what I usually do with my guests. Is like, let's start from the beginning. Like, where were you born?
Okay, yeah.
Where are you from? Tell us about yourself. And then kind of take us through the journey to like present day Hailee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's so cool. The beginning.
Yeah, the beginning.
Wow.
Like, yeah, like you're coming out of the womb. You see the doctor. You're crying. They're spanked your butt. You know, your parents are looking at you. You know, like
yes, that's so funny. I wish I could like actually relive that. Like, I wish I had that memory. It'd be really cool. But yeah, I guess family was always like really big whenever I was younger. I grew up and I lived with my mom, and my parents weren't together; they were separated. So I just had me and my brother on my dad's side.
And y'all were born in Dallas? Or you were born in Dallas?
I was born in Fort Worth.
Fort Worth, okay.
Yeah, so like that's kind of where I grew up. A little
Okay.
bit. And then whenever I got into my like teenage years, I was in Arlington. I guess a little younger than teenage, like 12, 11. Like I'm kind of growing up in Arlington now officially, which I liked. I did. And then once I got older, I finally started moving over here. But yeah, so I grew up in Fort Worth and Arlington, kind of like that area. And family was really big. I didn't really have like a hobby quite yet. I tried to do cheerleading. I tried to do volleyball. Like I tried to do the things.
Yeah.
I wasn't good at anything. Really. I was like looking for something to be good at, and I just couldn't really find anything at all. And then my mom was like, I'm going to try to put you in theater. And she did. And I think I was maybe 7 the first time I did a play. And I seriously loved it. It was 10 out of 10. And then from there, that's just kind of like what stuck. I kept with volleyball a little bit, but I didn't just journey with it. I had a lot of like friends. I grew up around a lot of people. So that always felt really good. Yeah. And then I guess like once I got into theater, that just kind of like became my life. and I'm young now, so at that point.
So I guess if I'm right, you're mixed race, right?
Yeah.
So what's the mix?
My mom is white, and my dad is black. I believe we have like Native American in us as well. And then on my mom's side, we come from like Ireland, Cornwall descent. And then on my dad's side, obviously, like I don't know, like I would like to know, but I don't know. Yeah.
Oh wow! So is that going to be like in your like journey, like to like go back and like?
I think I kind of want to.
Yeah. It's pretty
I
cool
wasn't going to. I was like, whatever. But as I get older, I'm like, like
23andMe.
you know,
yeah. Why not?
I don't know. Yeah. Have
Why
you done
not?
it?
I've done it.
You did?
No, I've done it. Yeah, I've done
Wow.
it.
For real?
Yeah. So it was dope. Yeah, I done it 1 year, and yeah, it was some pretty cool stuff. Like
What'd you find out? If you don't
I found out I'm related to the last king of France.
Yo.
He was married to Maria Antoinette.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I'm related to him somehow.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that was kind of cool, but it kind of sucks because he was like I guess like he was like a horrible king. I mean, like the economy back then was so bad, but the citizens of that country at the time, they blamed him, so they actually beheaded him.
Yeah.
Like the citizens, his people like grabbed him and they like chopped his head off. But they loved Maria Antoinette.
Yeah.
They loved her, but they hated his ass. So I'm like, damn, like, is that a good thing to somehow be related like down the line to this guy?
You know, we all have. I'm sure.
And I don't know how I'm related because I'm mostly doing like the ancestry.com and the 23andMe. I'm mostly Nigerian descent from like Igbo people. So when on my dad's side, my dad's black, my mom's Mexican. They brought on my dad's side, they brought us over on the slave ships from Nigeria, like the Igbo people part. Yeah. And then I guess they went from Nigeria to Georgia. And then from Georgia to Texas, and then that, so that's how we ended up in Texas, into some on slave plantations. And then my mom's side, we went so far back, like we had to go back like 9-10 generations just to find a family member that was like, because we're like 9-10 generations Mexican American, right? Because they were already in Texas when Texas was Mexico, and then they just stayed here. Yeah. So, but it was kind of cool. So. It showed like 25% Native American, 25% Spanish, like Spain Spanish, and then 50% Nigerian. Dang. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, it is. It was kind of cool.
So how does it feel like having kind of like, I guess, that added part of identity? Like, did it do anything? Like, did it make you feel like different at all, or was it just like
my kids thought it was cool? Yeah. I thought it was cool too. And then I was like, because I was interested in knowing, like, what was I a majority of? Yeah. Like you're saying, like you might have a little bit of Native American and stuff like that. Right. You know what I mean? So I wanted to see, like, okay, what was the majority? So the majority is I'm mostly Nigerian, and then 25% Native American, 25% Spanish. Yeah, and so like cool. I've been always working on my Spanish. Yeah. And this is just something that I want to pursue and keep doing, but you should do it, man. Same. It's fun. Yeah. You spit in like a little thing, you send it off, it comes back, and then you do like
that's what the whole thing. So weird. I was like, I have to spit and give my spit to people, like, but I guess it's not like that serious.
It's not that bad. Just do it. Just do it and find out. And they every so often they send you like notifications, like, oh, from your family tree and this and that.
So like it continues to update everything.
It continues to update, and so you have relatives that are searching, and then I kind of like put that on the back burner. Yeah. Because I went through a divorce and opened a new business and things like that. So I kind of, once I get things smoothed out, I want to get back to it, because I have like relatives that are just like messaging me, hey, you have this new relative, you have this relative, you have this relative. And then sometimes some of them I've like messaged back and forth. Talked. Wow. Yeah. Like
that's
cousins
so
and stuff. Cool. So that I never knew I had and stuff. So it is kind of cool. Yeah. But so have you did you grow up a little bit with your dad, or is it just mostly your mom?
No, I grew up with him equally. Mm-hmm. Obviously, like I lived in the house with my mom, mm-hmm. but I grew up with my dad. Like me and my dad are pretty close, and my brother as well.
So has he done some research on the family, or no? Or your mom either?
No, they don't really. My mom has done a bit, and that's how I found out we were like our family's from Ireland, mm-hmm. and Cornwall as well. Like we like very England, it like makes sense. And then on my dad's side, they just don't really seem to care. And that's like kind of what makes me sad. Like my dad's side of my family doesn't get together or like, it's
Hang
not,
out.
yeah, it's just
No,
not,
like family reunions.
no family reunion. Like
Yeah.
I want to start a family reunion.
You
I'm
should.
like, I will. Like
You should. I've thought about doing that. Yeah, you
yes.
should, man.
You know, like we just need to be around each other, and it's like, family is family. Like whatever, you have chosen family, you have real family as well. And I think they're equal. Like I think who you choose to be family is family. Period.
Yeah.
But I want to gather my people. Like whatever. Like let's get around each other.
Yeah, let's just know each other and learn about each other, and then that's it. And just
live life.
Live life. Yeah, that's cool. So your mom put you in theater. Did you like it right off the bat?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did.
You fell in love with it.
Yeah, it was the only thing I just loved. And basketball. I love basketball too, but I was not good at basketball.
Yeah.
I tried out for the team, and everyone thought I was going to be like great, right? I look really athletic, and I am, but like not really. At the time, I was very awkward. So.
And it's a team sport too. And then you got to learn the plays. There's a lot more into it than just like shooting the baskets and passing the ball.
Yeah, but I just couldn't even do that though. Like I couldn't shoot the baskets. I was not a good dribbler. Like I was just so uncoordinated. It was
you just love the sport.
I just love the sport so much.
Yeah, it's fun to play until like there's a game on the line and you're terrible at it.
Terrible.
Yeah.
It was really bad. Everybody was so encouraging because they just thought I was going to do a great job. And I was like, guys, I don't know how to tell y'all. I'm not good at this. You know? And I went out there and I did, and it was just not working for me. But I ended up managing the team. I ended up managing the varsity team for 2 years as well. That's what I did.
How'd you like that?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. I just love basketball. I love the game of basketball. I really do.
What does managing a basketball team consist of?
You just like keep track of like the score with the refs and stuff like that as well. So like kind of taking track of everything, like all the fouls that happen, who's the person who like, got that in, stuff like that. Helping like pack the bus up, keeping track of everybody and their stuff. And that's pretty much it.
That's cool. That's cool.
I just wanted to be around. I literally, away games, I wanted to be there. Like, our team was pretty good.
Yeah.
So it just made me happy. It really did.
Did you graduate high school in Arlington or?
Yeah, Arlington. It was Arlington. Yeah.
Arlington High or
Lamar.
Lamar High. Okay.
Yeah, Lamar.
That's cool.
Are you from here, Dennis? Like you?
I went to high school in Lamar and Arlington High.
Really?
My senior year. Yeah, my junior year I went to Lamar. My senior year I went to Arlington. I graduated from Arlington High.
And you're sophomore and like freshman?
Freshman and sophomore, I was in South Texas.
Yeah,
near Corpus Christi. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's literally where I graduated from.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That is cool, man. Yeah, just kind of like meet people.
Miss each other.
Yes.
Cool. Wow.
That's the Vikings. Right?
Yes, the Vikings. Yeah. 2 people from my class they played in the Super Bowl.
Whoa.
Yeah, Shane Buechele. He was I think the Eagles quarterback second. Not the quarterback, but he was the second behind.
Second string.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That is cool. This most recent Super Bowl.
Yeah, like just now.
Did you watch it?
No, I didn't. And I miss Brianna, and I'm a little sad about that.
That's the only reason. Like we had I messaged you, and it was like an impromptu. Like one of my friends, she was like, "Hey, what are you guys up to?" I'm like, "I don't know." And she's like, "Well, let's kick it." And I'm like, "All right." So then I was like, "Let me see if I can get some people together."
Yeah.
So we got like a good I think it's like maybe 10 or so people.
Yeah.
And they came over, and we just kind of had like a makeshift.
You just watched it?
Yeah, but we didn't even watch it until like by the time we got the TV working, because it's not like old school where you can just turn on the television. I downloaded like so many different apps. I downloaded like YouTube TV, and then I had to go through Hulu and all this. It was like jumping through all these hoops and passwords, and it was like linking different accounts. It was a nightmare. By the time we got it working, it was like the end of the second quarter, right before Rihanna went on. Like we got it working like maybe literally like 60 seconds before Rihanna went on.
That's
and we're like,
so good.
Oh shit, she's about to go on. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So we pick our teams based on like, none of us watch football. So we picked our teams based on like the jerseys. Like we based it on the jerseys that we liked. The mascot, I went with the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah. I don't even remember the quarterback's name.
They won.
The Chiefs won. Yeah. But yeah, I went with that dude because he's a fellow mullato. Okay, so I'm like, I'll go for that guy with the curly haired people sit together, man. Yeah.
That's so good.
So Matt, I think it's something Mahomes.
Yeah,
Mahomes. Pat Mahomes. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
I can't believe I know that.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
There
You
it
know
is.
more than me.
I didn't even know. I don't know where that came from. I couldn't even tell you what he looks like.
But you're like, hey, he's mulatto. It's stuck in the head,
Yeah.
man. We're making some moves, man.
It is. It's
A lot of
happening.
people are like making some moves. Like
Yeah.
they're like doing like The Rock,
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes, Barack Obama.
Yeah.
You.
Right. Barack Obama.
You know, like there's so many.
Yeah.
Like it just keeps going. Like there's so many.
Keys.
Alicia
For me.
Keys. Yeah. You know, and it's kind of dope, man. And so I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then I guess that's his second time he won, which is pretty cool. So
Oh, yeah,
so we picked the team based on that. We really only gave a shit about seeing Rihanna and the commercials. There's some dope commercials. Some really good commercials.
They were good?
Oh man, they were good. They even had like a religious like Jesus commercial.
Okay, heard.
Yeah. Did you see it yet?
No.
It's like G's us. It's a G and G's us. And then it was just showing like all different walks of life.
Oh, cool.
And then it was just showing like you were talking about like Jesus could be in the strip club.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
It was just showing like he's everywhere. He's literally everywhere at any time.
Yeah.
Just like oxygen is or air or anything else.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like atoms are everywhere. Jesus is everywhere. God is
everywhere.
everywhere. You know?
And everything.
And everything. He's everywhere, every place and sees everything. And so it's like it's pretty cool. But that was the commercial. That was kind of cool. Then they had one commercial where it made it look like your television messed up and then it like you lost the channel and it was going through like these different apps. So we were all like, who's sitting on the remote? Like we're freaking out.
That's so cool.
And I'm like, somebody's just got the shit kicked out of him right now around in America. Like some kid got beat up by his parents because you know what I mean? Like because you're thinking like somebody messed up the remote. Like I mean, I was wondering how many breakups happen, how many who's yelling at their spouse or their girlfriend or boyfriend. Like because I was even like, who's got like we're all like, who's changing it right now?
And it'd be like that too.
Yeah.
People say stuff like that all the time.
And then it was like, oh, Tubi, you know, the commercial. And it was like, oh my God, it was a fucking I was like, are you fucking kidding me, man?
That's such a good commercial.
It's such a great commercial. People were talking about it and people were talking about how like they were like yelling at their kids and yelling at their family.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's good. I should have came over.
Well, there was a comedian.
Me too.
His name is I can't remember his name, but it was Jim Carrey played him. The movie's called Man on the Moon. And but this comedian, he did that one time because he likes to do stuff that just made himself laugh. So he had a show, and it was back in the day where you get like 3 channels. Yeah. And so what he did is he, you know, they're recording him and he's doing his comedy act, and he had it go to like just white noise and like that. Yeah. Because he wanted to imagine everybody. Back then, you would smack your TV when it messed up. Yeah. So he's imagining all these Americans going up and just hitting their TVs, but nobody knew the joke except for him. Like he was the only one. And he was cracking up. He was just cracking up, and nobody even knew that nobody knew to like later on like he even did that. Like he was just like he did that for like I don't know a short time. Yeah. And then it went back on, you know, but he was just like cracking up in his head. Like he just did it just to make himself laugh. Yeah. Like, you know, and I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. Cause you like that kind of stuff too. Like I just crack up all the time thinking of shit in my head. I'll crack up in the middle of the night.
Literally like, doing nothing.
Yeah, doing nothing. Wake up in the middle of the night, just like thinking of a thought and
seriously,
just laughing
it's
my
so
ass
funny. Off. It's honestly hilarious. And I just wish sometimes people could be in my head because I don't want to explain jokes. Like that's so good.
You're like, you have to be there. You have to be in my head to get it.
Just true.
So you went from the theater and then realizing you were terrible at basketball and then you graduated. So how was school? Like, were you a pretty good student and stuff? Or?
Yeah, actually, I really was. Mm-hmm. I actually was a really good student. My dad was, if we got good grades, he would take me and a group of friends to like go get like a manicure at this little place and go have lunch every year.
Oh, nice.
The same place. I think the place is called like Benjamin's or something like that.
Was it a pizza place? No, I don't know.
I don't remember. No, it was green. It's like it was really popular when I was younger. But I don't. They
I don't remember. I'm like 1,000 years older than you, so like it's not gonna.
It's not the same.
It doesn't even exist.
Yeah. Yeah, but we would do that. So if I was A's or B's, it was like I would get something for it, and then so I worked really hard at that. Like I didn't have to work very hard, but it was pretty easy. But I was good. I was a good student. I didn't like flunk out or anything.
Like and then from there, you did you go to college or did you?
I did go to college.
Yeah,
I did. I did my basics at TCC, and then I was going to transfer. Mm-hmm. And I decided that I didn't want to finish, so I dropped out.
What were you studying?
Theater.
Theater. Oh, okay.
I was doing, I was going to be a psychology major just because that was like my safety. Like my dad and my whole family was like, get a safety, get a safety. And it's so funny because they're just now realizing like, oh, she didn't need a safety. Like she's doing what she wants to do. Like I literally, they did not see the vision at all.
Well, you're a hustler and you're creative and you just do your thing.
Exactly, you know.
Yeah.
So it was just really funny. Like I did that, and I love psychology too. I was initially going to be a therapist, and I was going to specialize in post traumatic stress disorder and work with the military. Like that was my like I was like I honestly would love to do that. Like if that was the path of my life, I would be happy.
Wow.
I don't think I'd be as happy, but I'd be happy. You know?
But yeah, I mean, that covers a lot of things too. But yeah, working with the military, giving back, I mean, that's a blessing. That's awesome. Yeah.
I don't know where that came from, but it was just like so big on my heart at a time. A lot of my family's in the military too. So like maybe that's what it was. You know, my brother's a Marine. I think we talked about that. But yeah. And then I just decided that like, no, I was going to pursue my passion. So then I made theater was my minor at the time. I made it my major. And then I was in the class and I just knew everything. Like I literally was so invested in theater in my life, and the opportunities that I had to learn when I was younger really gave me a lot to know. And the teacher was really stressed. She wasn't doing anything out of like fun. They weren't trying to really teach us. It was just like, we need to put this thing on, so we're going to stressfully do it together. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. Like I know this. And then I left and I started working with, I guess he kind of became my mentor at the time, but he was an old director that I worked with. His name was Steve Morris, and he worked at the local theater in Arlington. And he brought me on as a stage manager. And then from there, I spent like 2 years doing that, loving it so much. Wasn't getting paid a lot at all, but I just couldn't like give up theater. So I did that and like worked like a serving job and some modeling and acting jobs around, and a commercial here and there. I didn't like it though. I didn't like commercials at all. And yeah, and then COVID hit. That's kind of when things shifted for me, because I was like, damn, the theater shut down. You know, like I went to Peru for my birthday. I think I had just turned 21 or something like that, and I went for my birthday, and I come back and there's like everything's. I was like, oh no.
Were things shut down in Peru?
They were. I looked it up, and the day we got back, they had closed the borders to Peru. So like if we didn't leave that day, well, luckily our flight was that day, so it wasn't a problem. But like if we didn't leave that day, we would have been like stuck in Peru.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think they're still closed. Like I don't think you can fly to Peru now, which is crazy. But yeah. And then I was like, well, what the fuck am I gonna do? What does it look like for me? And I kept the serving job. I think that's when I got really heavy into yoga. I was already heavy into yoga, but I realized I kind of wanted to teach that too. So that's kind of when that started. And then I just like went all in on my production company and got blessed, like fully. Like I really got blessed. Like just trusted God really. And it just happened. Like I got clients. I made a couple mistakes. I did better. I had really good success my first year, like operating. It was really fun. And then it just kind of continued from there. And that's been like 3 years now. So
yeah, and I see
something's happening.
I see you skateboarding around a lot. Yeah. So when did you start skateboarding?
I love skateboarding. I started skateboarding in like 2018. I just remember the day I bought my skateboard. I had a boyfriend at the time, and like he would watch skate videos, and I was like, yo, they just look like they're just having so much fun. Like I just was so like
drawn to
yes, I was like, what is this? Like, I want to skate. And so I just went to the mall, I bought a board, and I just went to a parking lot until I got comfortable on it. And then I learned I learned how to like pop off the curb.
Did he not teach you?
He did.
Oh,
like we would go, like, yeah.
Nice.
But he was so determined too. Like he would spend hours out there. Like after a couple hours for me, I was like, yeah, I'm good. I got the one trick I needed for the day. I'm good. Like I'm going to go inside, and he would just stay outside and like keep learning things, which is honorable, but it was just fun for me. Like I just wanted to ride. It wasn't as like intense. Like I need to like know how to like do flips and tricks and all of that. I just love riding it. Yeah. And now I'm like, I actually ride it a lot, and I'm like, I probably should just get a longboard, because it's actually really intense to ride a skateboard.
Why is that?
Like it's hard.
Yeah.
Like it's not hard, but you just really have to like push. You have to like
Well, not only that, but like the streets have like,
yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah, the sidewalks are terrible out here. The streets they're really fucked up. Yeah, like, yeah, I don't even know how you get around on that thing.
I go on when it's easy and then I stop when it's not. So like,
yeah, you need like some off-road wheels,
yeah,
like
something.
a 4x4. They need to come up with like a 4x4 skateboard that can fucking go off-roading.
That should be, well, that would be really cool.
Yeah,
like electric and shit too. Damn, that would be really cool.
Yeah, just fucking to go over these terrible sidewalks and streets
really
in Dallas.
They're really bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, I mean, I got to be careful running around here. Like, you
trip,
hurt yourself.
Yeah,
just running.
I have.
Yeah, yeah, like like a little cliff. And
it's terrible.
Messed up, uneven streets.
You really have to look and watch. Yeah,
it's bad, man.
I like it over here though. I really do.
I love Cedars, man.
Yeah,
I love Cedars.
Same.
Yeah. So, yeah, how long have you lived in Cedars?
A year.
Oh wow! So you got
January.
Here. Wow! Yeah. So you got here like around the time I did.
Really?
And then you were moving from Arlington here, or Fort Worth here, or where'd you move from?
It was really kind of like Atlanta. I moved to Atlanta in 2021, and that was like very yoga heavy. And then I just felt really called that my production company needs to be here. Like I was like, I can't. It just didn't feel right to try to build it over there. So I just came home. And I spent I came back visiting, and then I just was like, I feel like I'm supposed to stay. So I spent like a month, maybe like a month or two at my dad's, and I was like, I really just need to like, am I going back or am I staying? Like, what am I doing? And he was so gracious to like let me do that. Like, I'm really thankful for that, because like people don't, you know what I mean? Like that's not like easy. Like, can I stay here for a second so I can like figure out my life? And I'm really thankful he did. And then I just was looking for a place one day, and we drove by that spot. I called, looked at it.
Wow.
They had one open. I looked at it, and then after I looked at it, she called me back 10 minutes later and was like, hey, there's another person looking at this and they want to go pick up the check. So if you want to come, you should come now. And I'm glad she called me. Like, you know, I was like, okay, I'm coming now. Like, fuck it. And then I've been here ever since.
Wow.
I love it.
Yeah, I love this area, and it's an emerging area, and it's picking up.
Yes, it is. They're actually building stuff, and like it's nice. Like, and it's close enough to everything that I feel like I'm still in the city. You know? But not that I'm like in the city.
Yeah, because we're right outside of downtown or Deep Ellum. So sure. I mean, it's just like a walk or a jog or skateboard away, and you can go right into the farmer's market. Yep. I mean, everything is we're close to everything here.
Good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. So we got in early. Hopefully they don't make the rent and stuff outrageous.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah. I hope they don't price us out.
I think it'll be okay. I don't know. At least my company is a family-owned company, so hopefully they'll rock out, keep everything the same. My rent didn't go up for the year, so it's blessed.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine went up a little.
It did.
My apartment, all my gyms, everything went up. Yeah, they all went up. Yeah, that's life.
I mean, yeah.
You know, inflation. It sucks, but you know, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, literally, it's literally gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, man. I just hope it doesn't like just shoot up crazy. Yeah. You know, but
either way, we're gonna be covered. Like. The economy is the economy.
Yeah, God's plan.
Exactly.
That's it, man. It's all in my hands. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just winging it.
Yeah.
You know.
For real.
Yeah. So
it's true.
You know, that's it, man. Just go out there. And so, what are some new goals that you're looking at right now? Because I know you did your theater,
man,
and your plays, and then you took some time off. So, what are your new goals?
Yeah, I think this year is really big for like serving for me. So I'm just trying to like really like think about how I can just be beneficial to like my family, beneficial to like my like friends, my relationships, my everything, like whatever community I'm served, the people who like the plays, who like my company, who like what I do. Like, how can I be beneficial to y'all? How can I be more beneficial in yoga? Like I honestly am trying. I'm not trying hard, but I'm not really focused on like creating much this year. I really just want to be helpful. And I think that's like, I just had such a good year last year, and I had such a good year the year before that. Like, and this year is going to be a great year too. But like, I did what I wanted to do. And after doing it, it felt like I gave birth. Like it just felt so big for me. And I saw how many people were willing to like help me and like support me and like do it with me. And it just made me humbled. Like it just made me so humbled to like see people come volunteer like every day. Like every day they're volunteering. Like, you know, like that was crazy. I did not like expect that at all. People just being so willing to help. It just made me feel like I'm good. I don't know. I'll know whenever the next thing comes. Like I'm writing a script now, and I'll probably do that, but maybe just for like a private audience for me to do. But I want to do like some workshops, I think too, so like people can learn how to like write or like an acting one or like maybe like a design one or something like that. So people can just come get some like classes and stuff like that. So I'm just helping this year.
So why'd you go to Atlanta? Before you ended up in Cedar.
I don't know. It's like I do know I wanted to go because I wanted to get out of Dallas. Like I felt like I've been here my whole life. I wanted to do something different. And I love Atlanta.
Yeah.
I love Atlanta. I love Atlanta so much. So it was just like I just felt like we should go. And me and my roommate, who was my friend for 10 years now, like maybe this year, it was 8 at the time. So yeah, I think this is our 10-year anniversary. But we moved out there together. She ended up staying. And oddly enough, she teaches yoga out there now for young kids and senior citizens. So she like stuck to the mission. And I was like, no, I'm going to come back and work on my company. And luckily she was cool about that too. Like she didn't like flip out on me.
So what's the name of your company?
Applewood Productions.
Applewood Productions. And we'll have all the description and everything on the YouTube so you guys can follow Hailee and her social media and everything. So
please.
Yeah.
Please.
So do you come from a big family or a small family?
It felt so big.
Yeah.
It felt huge. It was small though. But like it did feel really big. Yeah, it is a medium-sized family, you know, but it just felt so big and full of like love. We were very expressive and loud.
So where do you fall in? Are you the youngest, the oldest?
The youngest.
You're the youngest?
And I'm the only girl.
Wow.
Yes.
That's cool.
It's really cool.
How many boys?
2.
2 boys and 1 girl. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you're the baby sister.
I'm the baby sister. Yeah. My oldest brother is he's much older than me. He's into his like 30s, like about to be 40. So he wasn't fully like around until I got a little bit older, but I did have like another brother who I saw and stuff like that too. But me and my other brother were like close for 2 years.
The middle
apart.
one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 years and 4 days. So we celebrated our birthdays together, like everything.
Wow.
He's my brother, man. I love him.
That's cool, man. 2 years. Yeah. You guys stay close. And are you like, how serious are you about starting the family reunion?
It's funny because I said that last month. Like when you were talking about all the family that you met while I was on vacation in January. I just like went, you know, to hang out by myself.
Where'd you go?
I went to London.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice.
How was it?
It was great.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. It was just so nice. I just love it out there. I really do. It's nice to walk around. That's what I like most. It's like I actually can like walk around.
Can you skate out there or no?
Yeah, I just didn't take my board. And I kind of wish I did, but
you didn't want to buy one out there?
No.
You're like, no, I'm good. I'll just walk.
I just walk. It was nice. I mean, like walk and like take the buses and the subway and stuff like that, you know.
How's the food?
Good.
Yeah?
I didn't have a bad plate.
Wow.
Diverse too.
Is it?
Mad diverse.
I didn't know that.
It's because the thing about it is that like there's not really cultural appropriation out there for real. Like if there's like a culture, they're very grounded in their roots. Like they know who they are. They have their like identity and everything. So there's so many different types of food, all cooked by the people who like are from the nation. So you're just getting like the best. Like Thai food was really good. Even like, you know, I only had that once, but yeah, I was very normal in my eating though. Like I didn't try anything crazy. There were these like. There's like this Panamanian spot too, like this food truck that I saw, and I wish I ate there. I did. I should have tried it. I should have tried it.
But they don't have Mexican restaurants.
No, they don't have Mexican. They don't understand like Hispanic culture.
Yeah, well, they have theirs is more. I guess it would be like Spain is
Spanish,
close over
yeah.
there, but we
That's
got
not
a.
the same.
This is not the same. You have Mexican food, and you have tacos and tortas and
It's
quesadillas
all
and
Mexican
enchiladas and all that.
culture.
That shit is
Ooh,
delicious.
it's so good.
Yeah, I mean, I remember hearing a podcast talk about that. Like they're talking about how this one group of people,
Yeah.
and it might have been on Joe Rogan, but they were
Mhm.
talking about how out of all the cuisines in the world,
Yeah.
why did it take like the Spanish people mix with these natives from the Americas? They mix together and they create this fucking amazing cuisine called Mexican food. Creating Mexican people, and it's delicious,
Yeah, it's so
man.
good.
It's the best.
Best.
It's the fucking best. That's why I'm like
best,
always
yes.
hesitant about traveling. Are you cold? I could turn.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you need anything, water, anything, let me know.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll take a water from
I
you,
can
but
pause
it's
it.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me pause it.
Thank you.
Yeah, to see if I can pause it this
I'll be
remote.
right back.
Yeah, we'll be back. Oh, it doesn't work.
Did it work?
No.
Dang. You're doing a great job.
I'm like, it's not level. Well, I'm getting better because I get my
I started it.
speaking me, and then now. Oh, and we're back.
Hello. There it is. Yeah.
I just learned something on
Did
this
it work?
thing. Yeah. For whatever reason, when you press iOS, even though I have an Android, then it starts.
It started to work.
It's working, but if I hit Android, it doesn't do anything. Come on, Android, get your shit together,
Yeah,
man. I'm Team Android, baby. Let's go.
It's okay. I have no judgments. I don't.
Your iPhone?
I'm an iPhone.
Yeah.
I'm an iPhone. I used to be real like, it's the best, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly, I have to say that like I think Androids are better phones. Like, I think they're better operating systems. I think they're better.
Wow.
Better. But just preference wise, I can't let my iPhone go. I won't.
Yeah.
I won't.
Because you're already used to the
I
way it
love it.
operates.
Yeah.
I was the same with BlackBerry. I
Oh,
was like the last BlackBerry user that I knew of.
Yes.
You
held out.
I held out to like 2012.
Dang.
Yeah, with my BlackBerry.
Yeah.
I did not want to let that sucker go.
You didn't get the Galaxy or anything. You just held to the BlackBerry.
I was a BlackBerry. Yeah, man. Yeah. And I finally, like, once I took a picture of Mike Tyson, and that's when I was like, as soon as I get back to
you saw Mike Tyson.
Dallas. Yeah, we hung out for a little bit. He was
cool.
dope. He was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. He almost beat up a guy. We're having lunch, and he almost beat up this guy who was being an asshole. So that was cool. That would have been. But then I had my shitty BlackBerry, and I think it had like 3 megapixel or 5. Like it would have just been like I took the video on like a fucking, phone from like the 1800s or something. Like it was bad. It was terrible. Yeah, it was terrible. So I was like, please God, let one of these photos come out, because he was pissed off. He was like, he had one of his bodyguards take the photo. And then he was like showing it to us, and then Mike was like, "Man, you don't know how to take a fucking picture." He's like, "This is terrible." And I was like trying to like interject and interrupt, like, "Mike, it's not your bodyguard's, photography ability. It's a fucking BlackBerry. It's my phone." Yeah. And I kept trying to tell him, and he's like, "No, it's not your phone. It's this motherfucker. He's fucking up." And I'm like, "Damn!" And that dude is like, "Oh shit."
When was this?
This was like 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. Yeah. And I was there for my son and his cousin. They were doing a dance convention. Like they were break dancers at the time. Cool. And they were young.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I was their chaperone.
Wow.
And then, but yeah, so he was like, but it was a fun experience. We got maybe some good photos, but the best we could get out of that BlackBerry. But I'm like, dear God, I was like, I am switching this phone as soon as I get back. Yeah. And then when I got back, I think I got like the Android, like whatever the first Galaxy was, like the G. It was called like the G1, and it had like a sliding thing with like a keyboard, like one of those sidekicks. Yep. It was so, and it held like a battery charge for like 12 minutes. Yeah. It was like terrible.
That's so funny.
Yeah, wow. But I was diehard BlackBerry, man. I was like going down with the shit, but you can still get. Yeah. I was thinking about getting one even recently, but I'm like, nah, I'll just stick with my Galaxy, man. Why?
Yeah, it's a good phone.
Yeah, Galaxies, they've come a long way. They're,
That's what my mom has.
Yeah. I just wish they made them more indestructible, because I drop them all the time.
They break. They break,
man. Damn. Your iPhones break too?
Oh yeah, for sure. Terrible. Yeah. Terrible, really bad.
I hate that.
Really, really bad. Really bad. Even my laptop. Oof.
Yeah.
Woof. Yeah. Yes.
So would you break it like your what is it, a Mac?
Yeah.
Is that what you use?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a boomer. I have an HP.
Okay, heard.
No, it's not HP. It's a Windows Surface Pro.
Okay, heard.
Yeah. But it's whatever.
Better operating system.
Is it really?
I just think you can do more. You can customize more. You can it operates faster most of the time. Like it's just not as Like I just have to like everything that would make my computer better, I have to pay for, which is fine. But it's like, okay, really, just make a good computer.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I like it. I like my Surface. I use it for for all my work stuff.
Yeah, that's good. Exactly.
I started with the Surface 1, and I'm the Surface I think like 8.
Yeah.
So, and I still have a Surface 1.
That's so good.
That we use at the Dallas gym. It works, man. It works. It's fucking. It's so fast. Crazy. It's lightning fast. As a Surface 1, it's so fast. It's so it works like better than pretty much any other computer. The Surface computers are legit. They're full PCs inside of like a little tiny footprint. Yeah. You know. Wow. I'm trying to sound techie.
Yes, I think you sound very techie. I think you're doing great.
I'm trying to use like tech words. Yeah, so to just sound like a Neanderthal.
No, not at all. Not with the Surface 1.
Yeah, yeah, Surface 1. I had Surface 8, and so getting my work done. And for sure. So, so you're looking at being more of a servant role, like you said, and
yeah. So my goals are pretty minimal. This year,
just kind of chill. And
do some workshops. I'm gonna be working with kids for a nonprofit called Big Thought. So I'll be helping them like create programs that the kids could have after school for like theater, which is really exciting. So again, that's just like service as well. So like I'm actually really excited about that. And I also don't have a lot of like children in my life. So like being around kids I think is gonna be really fun and like helpful.
Are you thinking maybe one day being a mom?
Yes, I would love to. Yes.
Yeah? You'd make a great mom.
I would love to be a mom.
Yeah, you'd be like a cool mom.
Yes.
You'd like the cool mom.
I would be a cool
mom.
All
the kids would want to come hang out at your place.
Yes, come hang out at my house. I will have all the snacks and we will all hang out.
You're like, let's go skateboard at your mom's place, man.
And then I come outside with the skateboard, you know.
I noticed you're growing your hair back out.
Yes, I am. I am growing my hair back out.
I like
This is some time on it. You know, it's probably been like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah? Wow, it grows fast.
It does.
I'm growing mine, just the top, and a little bit of the back. So I don't know how long I've been growing it, but like I'm old, so like it's growing slower, I noticed.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, the last time I grew my hair out, I think it was like 2017. I had a really thick mane with like curls and everything.
You want it to be long, like?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get it back to that way. Now it's kind of
like ponytail. Like
I braided it, but it was just but I just liked it. I added some braids at some point and then took them out because when I was training, it would like come undone anyways. Right, but so I'm just wanting to grow it back out so I can have my last date with my hair before it like completely starts like thinning out and looking crazy. It's not bad, but it's not like what it used to. Yeah. And I could see the difference in texture and all that thickness. I'm like, what? All right, that's what happens as you get old, man. We start getting old. Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah. I still have like quite a bit of hair, so I'm glad about that. You know, I know a lot of my friends and family, they just gone like completely bald.
Really?
Yeah, my brothers.
No, you still got a full head of hair.
And there's 6 of us, 6 boys, and out of all the boys, I think like pretty much, I think only one of my brothers, he's growing bald pretty hardcore. Yeah. But he still has hair. But the rest of them, the other 4, they're completely bald. Completely. Yeah. Yeah, and they started growing bald in like high school. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah. Oof. But they're all taller than me, so they're like, "Oh, I would trade you height for hair," and I'm like, "Done. Let's do it." I was like, "Cause really? I've had hair before, but I've never been tall." And I'm like, "You've never been short." So, but they're like, if I could do it, I would do it.
I'm sure they would.
Yeah, they're like, they just want their hair because they had like beautiful hair when they had it. Damn. And so that was a lot of like.
To lose it at a young age, though, like I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, and they had gorgeous hair, and they're always like combing it and playing with it, and had like beautiful curls, you know, and growing it out.
I can't wait.
And they were growing like huge afros too. Yes. They like to grow like big afros and braid it and stuff.
Yes.
And, yeah.
I'm so ready.
Yeah.
So ready.
Just this time next year, we'll do another. Hopefully, we'll do more by then. But yeah,
I'll have a full thing going on.
Full lioness mane.
I don't know how long it'll be. It'll probably be more of like a
fro. Yeah, and you can comb it out or
for sure.
put some, whatever, or just leave it fro.
It looks cute. It gets cute like that. I'm still it's not in the fully cute phase yet.
Yeah, because that's the thing about growing hair out. Because I was thinking about growing it out like yours, but then you get in that awkward phase.
So awkward.
But you're so cute, and you're so pretty and cute.
Thank you. Yeah, so kind of
you could kind of get away with it. But when you look like like an ogre, and then you get like that fucking halfway point, you're like,
you don't look like an ogre, but I feel you there.
I'm just hard on myself. But
if I didn't get dressed and that was the thing. Like when I cut my hair the first time, I realized if I didn't wear earrings, I felt like I was like, oh, this isn't good. Like I have to at least put on earrings. Like especially when I was really I was actually bald at a time. Like I shaved my head off whenever I cut it. So I was
Why'd you do that? Because I remember I haven't seen you or known you when you had that really long hair, and you had gorgeous hair.
You. I'm hoping
gorgeous hair, man. Yeah. And I remember seeing those photos on your social media, and I'm like, damn, she used to have amazing hair. Yeah, and I'm like, why did you do that? Why did you cut it off?
It was just really honestly tired of dealing with a pretty identity. Like I just wanted to really just not.
That's what I was thinking.
Be
That's what I thought you did it for.
It was just I'm a person. Fuck y'all. I don't care about that. Relax.
Is it people treating you different?
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because you look like a damn model.
Yeah.
Like a supermodel with that long hair, and I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. And then when I saw because I met you when you were bald.
Yep.
And then when I saw you with hair, I'm like, oh, she went from a model to. You still like a model. You just look like a bald model, but. Yeah. But with the hair, it's
it was different.
It was fucking. There's levels, you know. What I mean? You were on 10. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, holy shit. And then I thought about that. I was like, I wonder if it's because she's tired of the special attention and people treating them weird because guys have talked about it before. Guys get treated differently than women, and then beautiful women are treated differently than other women. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so it's and they don't even realize it.
No,
they have they're in their own little bubble.
Yeah.
And so
it was an adjustment period, truly. Yeah. Especially when I cut it off, I realized I didn't get hit on anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, it hit me a little bit. I was like, ah. And then I just got really comfortable with it too. But it was it was different and it made me feel good. And I think this time growing it back, I just don't feel like I'm attached to anything at all. So it's feeling really good to have my hair back and it just be for me. And I don't care who likes it or doesn't.
I did the same thing in high school but I didn't know I was gonna have trouble with it when I got older.
Yeah.
But because I would have kept it longer. But I did the same thing. I had it grown out, and I was getting a lot of dates and dating a lot of girls in high school, and they loved playing with my hair.
Right.
Especially my junior and senior year. When I was living in South Texas, there was a lot of racism and stuff going on back then. So I wasn't really talking to many girls or anything, and then I moved up here to Arlington, and then they were just all over me. Yeah. They were just hey, what's up? Who's this guy? And I'm like, holy shit! So I was just damn, I felt like a celebrity walking through the school. And I was like, fuck! And then they're all they love my hair. And then I remember at one point I was we were about to go to this club, and this teen club back in the day.
Yep.
And I was probably I don't remember if I was a junior or senior, but I'm like, you know what? Man, fuck this. Fuck this hair. And I was dating a lot of girls at the time, had a bunch of girlfriends, because I didn't want to, be in a relationship, locked down, because I was a teenager. I was why am I going to be locked down when I'm a kid? Which I ended up being locked down anyways. I got one of those girls pregnant, and then ended up marrying her and being together for 23 years and married for 21 years. But
crazy.
But yeah, I ended up shaving it off, and then. Yeah, it was cool because I just felt like I could just do whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck. I just don't have to fix it. Don't have to because having thick hair and a lot of hair, it's work.
It's so much work.
It's so much. It would take me an hour to get my hair ready, and I, you know what I mean. I'm like, man, I'm a dude, and I'm taking an hour on my hair every morning.
But it's so good though. It's so worth it.
Yeah. It's worth it. Yeah. And so I mean, it's got a long ways to go, but this is I just kind of I don't put anything in it. I don't do anything. I just water.
Some hair oil. I might
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look into it. I actually have some that I use every once in a while, but as far as going out, I don't really put anything in it. But growing up, I did, and I spent so much time. I would dye it and everything, and do all these different things to it and shit. And then I was like, you know what, fuck it. And like right before we went out, like everybody's like, hey, let's go. Like we're gonna get in the car and go. I'm like, 1 second. And I just
shaved it.
I shaved it like bald, like completely bald.
Damn.
Completely.
Right before you went out.
Right before I went out.
Whoa.
Completely bald.
So
like
why'd you
skin
cut
bald.
it? Like you just
I was just like, fuck it, you know, like why not? Like kind of like what you did.
Yeah,
You're
just
like,
fuck it.
just fuck it. Let's see what happens. See what
Yeah.
happens. Yeah, we both said the same thing. See what happens.
We said it at the same time.
Yeah. And so like I had a lot less girls hitting on me once I cut my hair off.
Yeah.
But I was still pursuing them, so it wasn't that bad. Because and you're a guy. As a guy, it wasn't that big a deal.
No.
And then I remember when I grew it back out, they're like, I didn't even know you had hair.
Yeah.
You know, or I didn't even know what it was going to look like.
Now it's a thing.
Yeah. Well, back then, you know, they didn't know, and then now I'm growing it back out. I used to always like just keep it short and just kind of like that bald fade going. It's just low maintenance and easy. You just kind of brush it forward.
No, man, grow it out. Let it live.
Yeah, that's what I was like, fuck, I wish I would have. Yeah, and I did that, like, I think 2017, I grew it out, and I liked it, and then COVID hit, and then I shaved it bald again, like completely bald when COVID hit.
That's what I was thinking.
I was like, fuck it.
Like, I know I'm going to want to cut it again.
Yeah?
I know. Like,
Don't do it.
I know,
Don't
right?
do it.
I'm not. I've
do
been
it.
resisting.
Don't
but
do
it has come up. Like, I'm like, I want to do it.
And not that it matters, because, you know, like,
but I want to.
I know everybody's different, and I know everybody's in a different journey, and life, you know, life is different for everybody, right? And
no, I want my hair, though.
Yeah, and so, but one of the things in the Bible, it says a woman's hair is her crown.
Yeah.
And so I remember when I first met you, and you were bald, I'm like, I wonder why she cut off her crown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was hard. Like, growing it back out too was like a thing. Like, when when I cut my hair, I wasn't like spiritually I was connected to God, but I wasn't like practicing or like thinking about God really. Like, I wasn't praying. I wasn't like, you know, reading the Bible or anything. Like, I just wasn't doing it. And I think like once I really learned about that, my hair was cut, and I like read that, and someone told me that too. They were like, you know, like, you might want to grow your hair out. Like, it'll probably make you feel like more like a woman and like more like feminine and things like that. And it was just like, even that thought, I was like, why does that matter? Like, I'm still a woman, like, you know. But I think like growing it back out now, I'm feeling all of those things. I'm like, damn, like, it is really nice. Like, I do feel really like
more in touch with your feminine side.
It's more in touch with my feminine side, like more gentle, like more caring. Like I'm taking my time a little bit more, and like even with it growing out, I'm not rushing for it to be like this long, which it will be, of course, you know. But it is really nice. It feels different. It feels a lot different. And
it makes your mannerisms different too when you have like hair in your face. You're doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know? Yes, it's true.
Yeah, when I get out of the shower, I do this now, and I'm like, oh yeah, just feel like a mermaid or something. Like, I'm like, you know.
And
nice.
it feels so good when people play with your hair.
Yeah.
Oh, it feels so good. It's like petting a dog. You know how you pet a dog and you rub their fur, and they're just like in heaven. There's like,
and now you know what that feels like.
Oh my gosh, like growing it back out and having my hair played with, I'm just like, oh, it feels so. It's so soothing.
Yes, it
is.
It's
like, you know, like those caressings is so soothing, so delicious, and like I'm like, okay, I'm not cutting it. But if it starts looking like crazy, you know, for a guy, if I start getting like, you know, male pattern baldness, then I might just have to. But I also wanted to see like how it would look bald, and I've done it, you know, several times over the years. And like I said, I used to have a low bald fade, so it's like, okay, I'll look okay bald. It's not the end of the world. Some dudes, you know, like they don't want to go bald because they don't like their head shape.
Yeah, I was nervous. I was nervous about that. Yeah. I realized I was cute though, but yeah, I was nervous.
Yeah, also I was like, fuck, man, lumps and bumps, and you know what the fuck. You're just worried, and you feel bad about those people that fucking. They had no choice, man. It's just genetics, you know. It's literally. Like, yeah. But there's speaking of the Bible and all, and baldness and crowns. There's a verse in the Bible. I think it was Elisha, if I'm not mistaken. And these kids were making fun of him, called him baldy, baldy, baldy. And then all of a sudden, it's like this group of kids that were following him around, and this bear came out of nowhere and just ate all the kids and killed them all. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I have to read it.
Yeah, it killed all the kids, and I'm like, wait, what is happening? Like,
why did they do that?
Whoa,
oh
yeah, and it was
menace.
And it was almost like because he was like upset about it because they would not leave him alone.
Yeah,
and like this bear just came out of nowhere and just like they killed these kids.
Dang, did he like? Was there a reason he was bald, or was it just like?
He was just bald, and then he was a prophet, and he would just go around, preaching the word and prophesying, and then it was just like, yeah, one day he's just walking around, these group of kids were like, they were giving him insults, like they were cursing at him and insulting
that is
him.
so
They're
crazy.
like really, really mean kids,
Wow.
and I think he even. And those of you watching, open up your Bibles, open your Bible app on your phones or whatever. Find that I believe it's Elisha.
Yeah.
Elisha, or it might be Elijah. One of the two, but yeah, he was. And if I remember correctly, I don't know if it was God or the angels or even Elisha himself that called the bear to kill the kids.
Yeah.
And maybe he did. And maybe that was the sin that he did that. You know what I mean? Because nobody's perfect. Everybody through the Bible, from the beginning to the end, nobody's perfect. People did some crazy shit.
Bro. It's
some
honestly
heinous shit.
Drama. It's full of just drama. The Bible is crazy.
It's one of my favorite books to read.
Yeah, I'm getting into that now. I'm learning now to read it not like a principle, but what are these stories in here? Like I'm just
they made a movie out of these.
Yeah,
they do that a lot. Like, so I don't know if you've seen like the new Avatar, but
I did.
So the lady in Avatar, she gets pregnant without having sex. That's from the Bible.
Yeah.
Even just the world that they live in, a lot of those images and even the creatures and even the avatars themselves are all from the Bible. Everything's from the Bible. Even aliens, everything's from the Bible. Right. And so like we're in an avatar. The Bible teaches us that this body is just an avatar body.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to get a brand new body. You're going to wake up just like in the movie Avatar, and you're going to have this amazing body that can do more things. Yeah. And you're going to be smarter, and you're going to be more in tune with nature. You'll be able to talk to animals. You'll be able to do all these different things. And now they put it in movies, but it all comes from the Bible, whether it's Star Wars, because Star Wars did the same thing with Darth Vader.
I've never seen a Star Wars.
Okay, so Star Wars is the same thing. So Darth Vader's mom, Anakin Skywalker, she gets pregnant without ever having sex. Jesus comes from the Bible, and then they can move things and do stuff. That's all from the Bible, by having these powers to heal and Jedi powers and all that. I mean, that's all biblical, man.
I love it.
Yeah, and so Lord of the Rings has a bunch of like biblical stuff in there, dragons and dinosaurs. All that comes from the Bible. Yeah. It's all in there. And then people are like, "Oh, well, the Bible's real. Why doesn't it talk about dinosaurs or dragons?" Oh, well, read your Bible. It does talk about does talk about dinosaurs and dragons. And so. It's a fascinating book, and it just so many good stories. I even run my business, and from some of the stuff that I learned from the Bible, and treat people, love people, So you know how it is, And so it's one of my favorite books. I love reading about King David, because God loves King David so much, but he was one of the biggest fuck ups in the Bible, and he was ruthless in a lot of things he did, killing people and cutting men's genitalia off and different things like that, and same thing with King Solomon. And these, King Solomon, he's one of the most respected people. He wrote the Song of Solomon, which talked about him and the Queen of Sheba hooking up. And then she actually got pregnant by him, and that Solomonic dynasty lasted from Bible times all the way to 1980s or 90s. Really? It just stopped. Wow. Not too long ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that new dynasty, a new regime took over.
Really?
And now they're having a new regime took over in Ethiopia, and now they're having kind of a civil war and stuff. And but that Solomonic dynasty, because she got pregnant with King Solomon's kid, but he couldn't he couldn't be with her because it was interracial, and so he would have lost Israel if he chose her. And so he knew that, she knew that. They still slept together. They still wrote, she would write him letters. And then they put those in Song of Solomon, and it's pretty graphic.
Erotic in some ways.
Erotic love story. And it is very erotic.
It is.
Yeah. And they talk about sex and everything. And they're very good writers. Yeah. Amazing writers. Yeah. This poetry.
I mean, it's artistry all up and down, full design. Solomon is a man of craft. So it doesn't surprise me that it is so poetic,
Yeah.
Even Psalms just.
And what's crazy too about it is it's it's so fascinating. Like, cause like King David, and then he hated King Solomon. He did not want Solomon to be king. He wanted Absalom to be king, his oldest son, to be king. And the one and then it was so crazy because then you read about it, and then so King David's kids, one of the kids rapes his sister, and then the other one kills that brother who raped the sister. And then David is trying to get after that kid, and that kid runs his dad off. He takes over the country. Then he fucks all his dad's wives in the middle of the city on his giant bed to claim his dominance, and his dad's best friend has to kill him. Then King David has to kill him for killing his son, and it's just this whole like crazy thing. And then Solomon rises up to power, and he didn't even grow up in the castle or grow up with his dad, and he was raised by a single mom who believed in him his whole life, and got him education and everything. And it's just fucking crazy. And then at the end, Solomon, the wisest man in the world, decides not to worship God anymore, not to follow God, like to the day of his death. It's crazy, man, just to see the journeys from it. It's insane.
You got me wanting to go read Kings.
Oh man, I read Judges, Kings, and then like I remember when Barack got elected, and Judges, and then we got Barack Obama, and then you got Barack in the Bible, and then Deborah in the Bible, who was, Barack asked her to help him, win the war and run the country. And then you've got Ruth, and you've got
Ruth.
I believe it's Hosea, who married a prostitute, and God told him never to leave her, and she stayed a prostitute.
But that's the lineage of like Jesus, though. Yes. And that's like what gets me is like Jesus didn't come from like the perfect family.
His family is all messed up. Yeah, he has a really fucked up family.
And that's like one thing I love when I think about life. I'm like, there's nothing that you could do, bro, like to mess up so bad that like you can't be redeemed by God. Like it's cool. Like,
and that's why Satan hates human beings so much, is because for us, there's nothing we can do to take us away from God. God, if we want to go back to him, he'll always let us
be right there.
He'll let us come back anytime, no matter what you do. With Satan, he can't, because he was already in heaven.
Yeah, he can't go back.
You can't go back.
Can't go back to heaven.
You can't go back. You already here, bro. Because he told him, you leave. You can't come back.
Imagine that. Like, I could not imagine. Like, hell no.
Yeah, and then he left, and now he can't come back. He can just watch us live our best lives and go back. Yeah, and watch us make all these mistakes.
That's so crazy. I've never thought about it like that.
Yeah,
honestly, I've never.
He's watching you do whatever you want. Yeah. And that's what people don't understand about Satan. They're like, oh, that's satanic, or this is bad. It's like Satan hasn't done any of those things. He's never drank a beer. He's never drank alcohol. He's never had sex. He thought he was going to get to do all that stuff when he left. He thought he was just going to be right here with us, just hanging out. Like, let's go party. Let's go do this. Right. Let's go skateboard. He can't do nothing but watch us, and we can't even see him. We can't see him. He's invisible. Yeah. So he can't touch us. He can't. He's stuck. I mean, so it's like, wow. Yeah, and then he could watch us make all these mistakes he never even did. Yeah. But we still get to go back, and it drives him crazy. So he's after us. He's trying to take us down with him, because he's like, if he can't get in, he's going to try to make sure that
he's not alone at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of, like, when it comes to politics, a lot of these politicians are the same way. They're like, listen, we'll fucking tank the country just to keep these certain people from being successful or having good lives. They say it all the time.
It's crazy though, yeah.
It's crazy. They're willing to hurt themselves just so you don't have anything. Yeah.
It's so crazy.
But I heard this morning that a woman, I can't remember her name, but she's running for president against Trump. She's a Republican.
Really?
Yeah. And so she's...
Well, I mean, like, whatever.
But she's going to run, and if she gets elected, it'll be our first woman president. So I'm rooting for her. I would love to have a woman president, just have a different perspective. This country's been ran since the beginning of time by men, by old white men, and everybody's always complaining about everything. Oh, it's the economy and everything. And it's like, okay, well, let's try something different. Yeah. Let a woman be in charge. See what happens.
See what happens.
See what happens. Can't be any worse than these guys being in charge.
Yeah, it's true.
We've been through some ups and downs with men being in charge. Let us see what happens with the woman. So
yeah, I do think it would be very interesting to see.
It's gonna happen. Yeah. It's gonna happen.
It has to.
It has to. I mean, if something happens to Biden, then Kamala Harris is gonna be the president. Yeah. So I mean, whether you support her or not, it's just cool to have that. Yeah. To have a woman, and then to have a woman of color on top of that.
For sure.
a woman of color to have that role and be a woman, man, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
So, and then we'll have a female president and a female VP if something happens to Biden. So exactly. Like Pelosi will be the VP. So it's like, it's insane.
Yeah.
That it's right
it's
there.
So close.
It's so close. And then you got this woman.
It's been close for a while, but it's like, it is inching.
Because I never thought Hillary would get elected, whether you support her or not. Yeah. I was like, we're not going to get enough votes because women have been indoctrinated for, hundreds of years to vote against their own interests. And there's still a lot of women like that. So I was like, there's no way. I mean, the women were the deciding factor in that vote, and they voted against their own interests, and they always do. Not all women, but enough women vote against their own interests to where like women can't get ahead.
That's crazy. Like, why do you think that? Or, like,
it's kind of like I interviewed a mentor of mine before this one.
Yeah. So
he was our 10th episode that we released, and he's a civil rights leader in DFW, and he's in his 70s, and he's been around, and he's been there and done that, and saw everything.
Love that.
Yeah, he's Bob really Ray cool. Sanders. Yeah, and he was saying like, even with what's happening with the police is that people get conditioned, even though like these black police officers beat up this black man because they don't look at him as a brother. They're looking at him as a worm, as something worthless, as a piece of trash. Yep. So it's easy for them not to see the humanity in him and just beat the fuck out and beat him to death.
And they have authority on video. Like, it's crazy. Like, they have and I think about that all the time. Like, a lawyer has to go through like years to learn the law, and like even a psychologist has to go through like so many different pieces of training and tests to be like, are you actually sound enough to do this?
Right.
And like a cop, it doesn't really take that long to get into. And I just think like it is very much a programming. Like,
it's a club
that way. Yeah,
it's a club.
Weird, though. Like,
and I have a lot of police officer friends and buddies that are amazing people, and I love them to death. And they're not like those other cops. I mean, they put their lives on the line, but there are some that are. And then just like, not all women vote against their own interests, but enough of them do. But I think it's changing as these younger women like yourself and even younger, they start getting old enough to vote and things like that. They'll start voting for their own interests more and more and more. Yeah. Especially now things have changed. Like, women are, working and doing all these things,
money, like having jobs, like real life, and a life without, we can open a bank account. Even like that wasn't that long ago. You couldn't open a bank account as a woman, like, or get a house or vote
or anything. Yeah. And so now it's not
just crazy.
It's not, you don't have to have a kid. Like, you want kids, and that's great. But some women don't, and they don't have to. Where in the past you would look at as weird.
But I still want to work too. Like, that's also a thing. Like, not while I'm like, not while my kids are in their formative years, and not while I'm pregnant or anything like that. But like, I do want to still have my career. Like, I wouldn't want to choose. Like, I mean, if I don't even know. I wouldn't want to choose a family or like a life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I very much see my.
No, I mean, I did that with my family, and my ex and I agreed on that. Is she stayed home with the kids. The whole time. Like, she never worked the entire time that we were married. I mean, she did part-time work here and there when she wanted to, but I never wanted her to feel pressured. Like I have to work. It's like, if you want to work, work. If you don't want to work, you do you. Yeah. I got us, So we had that dynamic. But I told her as well, I was like, if you want to work and you get to the point to where you can take care of us, I would love to be a stay-at-home dad. Yeah. Because I love, hanging out with my kids and just.
That's so good. Yes, it should be some back and forth like that.
So I would love that. That would be dope, man. Just to fucking hang out with my kids all day and teaching them stuff and skateboarding with them and playing video games and, teaching them things and stuff. And I did, cool. But I worked all the time, and I worked a lot, and so. But yeah, it's cool because there's like 8 billion people in the world right now. So there's so many people. So many people. So it's not like we have to have kids anymore, and it's
so
people
many
want to.
People.
Yeah, it's an insane amount of people.
That's crazy.
It's an insane
honestly amount. Like, too many people.
It's almost like it's overpopulated.
It's way too much.
I mean, when you hit traffic, especially when you hit traffic, you're like, where all these fucking people come from? So many people driving.
Especially out here, man. It's crazy. It's really growing.
Yeah.
Texas is growing
like
I love
crazy.
It. I do love it, but it is wild. It's a lot.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something about this transportation, have more we need like a subway system or some more trains. We need everything, fucking helicopters moving people around.
Bike lanes,
skateboarding lanes.
Good roads,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah. But Texas is awesome. I mean, a lot of people are moving here because we do have a lot of freedoms
We
here
have
in Texas.
a lot of freedoms, a lot of like say.
Yeah.
A lot of say.
Guns. Texans
We
love
have
their guns.
We do.
Yeah.
We do have guns. That was one thing whenever I was traveling, everyone was like, they asked me about the homelessness and the guns. They were like afraid to come to America. I was like,
so did London not have as much homelessness that you could see?
Did I see any homeless people for real?
Wow.
I might have saw a couple. Yeah, I saw a couple people. Yeah, they have.
But it's not like San Francisco.
No, it's nothing like.
It's not like Dallas.
No, it's not like Dallas. It's not like that at all. Like they would have been surprised. I came back home and I was like, yeah, this is kind of a lot.
Yeah, we have a lot of homeless, and it's a lot of it's just mental illness and addiction. It's all mental illness.
A lot of that, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
which is really sad. And that's like something like that I hope to help in my life as well. Like I don't think like biblically even people are not supposed to be homeless. Like that's not something that is supposed to be had. You know, like people. I mean, like I know that they're aware, but like we should definitely have places for people to go like with ease.
Yeah, mental health in the United States is crazy right now.
Yeah,
it's
but our food is really bad. We watch TV too damn much. Like even being there, it wasn't like TVs were everywhere. Like you know what I mean? They weren't.
Like you said, people are walking around.
Yes, walking around, fresh air.
Yeah,
you have to get outside to like go to work. Like you know what I mean? Like
right.
Everything, and it's just not like that here.
I'm gonna have to make a trip out there. You sold me.
It's so good. It really is. It's wonderful. And it's like what I liked is that I didn't have a language barrier or whenever I travel, I love to travel and I like to be gone for more than like 3 days. Mm-hmm. So after a certain amount of time, when I went to Peru, for instance, I can like understand Spanish really well and I can speak it a little bit as well. So like, but after like 7 days, my brain was like, I'm tired.
Yes, it's exhausting.
Yes, I'm like,
it's exhausting.
Oh, like on my birthday, I was trying to order a pizza and I couldn't think of the word tomato in Spanish. And I was like, yo, I just stopped. I just said, it's fine. Like, I thought something I didn't even want. I was just so mentally drained of like trying to figure out what I'm saying.
That's why I give people props that can speak different languages, you know?
Because your brain, like going from one thing to the other, it's like, crazy.
And that's a gift in itself. That's a spiritual gift. If you can speak different languages, you know, and and that's been a thing like, in the Bible too, because that's what makes people like, that's one of the things turned off about religion when people are speaking like gibberish and stuff like that. Right. But there's so many verses in the Bible. And if anybody's interested, message me and I'll send them to you. I'll send you the verses about the dinosaurs. I'll send you the verses about speaking different languages, because it's not about speaking gibberish. It's about effectively communicating with real languages that people can understand to teach them about God. Yeah. And people are just like, no, I'm just going to speak gibberish. And he's like, it is specifically says, if you are speaking gibberish and non-believers come in and they hear you speaking gibberish, they're going to be like, you guys are crazy. And they're going to walk out and they're going to walk away, which is exactly true. Of course they would. What person in their right mind would walk into a place hoping to learn something and everybody's just speaking gibberish, like blah blah blah.
By
blah,
gibberish, do you mean like speaking in
like
tongues?
Fake languages?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like fake languages, because in the Bible where it talks about tongues, it's talking about actually speaking real languages, and it's saying in heaven what's going to happen. And even there's parts in the Bible where it talks about people are speaking in tongues, and it says everybody understood what that person was saying in their own language. Yeah. And so that's why they were amazed and they became believers, because it'd be like if you were all of a sudden, overseas and you had all these different people, a melting pot of people, different walks of life, and you're speaking Urdu, like it's an Indian language, and you're speaking Greek, and you're speaking Peruvian, and you're speaking, and they're like, whoa. And they're like, did you go to school for any of that? And then your friends are like, she could barely speak English. Like, and you just, we're filled with the Spirit and you're speaking these actual languages. How many people would be converted? A lot of people would be like, whoa, like I want to know about this Jesus. I want to know about this. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so like I study Seventh-day Adventist Bible, right? A type of it's a sect of Christianity, which is pretty cool because they don't try to follow too many human traditions. A lot of what Christianity is today comes from Catholicism, and it's a lot of traditions that were created by men. Yeah. right?
Yeah.
For control and for gain, monetary gain, and things like that. And yeah, it's crazy when you actually read what the Bible says.
Yeah, it's
like
so
just
different.
read your Bible.
It's honestly so different. I never knew until I opened it up. I was like, yeah.
Because people are always like, I didn't know it talks about that in there. I didn't know it says that in there.
It's just there's so much in there for anything that you need, like, or anything that you want, or just to see or to be entertained. Even like there's so much in there.
Yes,
and it's so different than what everybody said.
Well, like in Texas, for example, Texas is a red state, and it's one of the like it's very conservative and all these different things. But Jesus is all about love.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the things growing up when I was reading, and then people are always like fire and brimstone against gay people or against LGBT community. I'm like, but the Bible only talks about gays like maybe twice, like 2 times.
It doesn't. It's not a lot.
2 times, but it talks
about
overeating and being obese and being. And the Bible uses the word fat, and it uses the word like cows, and I mean it's describing. That's what God hates. Yeah. It says He hates. Because He hates people that are gluttons.
Glutton.
Because there's more than enough to go around. But then if you're hoarding, like this is my money, this is my property, this is my stuff.
Somebody else is not getting
it. And then you've got
that's
people
what
that are doing that.
That's what He offs.
That's what he doesn't like that.
Yeah,
and then so I can send you, if you guys want to see, I can send you 60 verses.
Yeah, it's so true.
About that. There's or more. There's so many where he talks about and goes into detail. The way he talks about people being overweight, like he goes into. I mean he and then people, you can't fat shame and stuff and things like that. The Bible goes in on that. Like God does not pull any punches when it comes to that. Yeah. And that was like the original sin.
And this is just our body, like, to not take care of it, to not like let it be in its natural standing, and to be so hungry from your body only is like, I think that's what gets me is like my spirit is hungry. Like it's not always about just like food. Like sometimes
overeating and gorging yourself.
Like you know what I mean? Or like sometimes you think you're hungry and you just need a glass of water.
That's
like
true.
You're actually dehydrated.
That's what happens.
Like that's what happens. Like all the time. It's like
you're in great shape, but you're also young.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
It's something's happening. I'm noticing. I'm 26 now. And I'm like, something's changing here. Things are changing, and like not in a bad way, but I'm like, I need to make sure I like it's hitting me. I'm like, make sure you stay with it. Like you cannot play around.
Yeah, right before this podcast, I even went for a run because I was like, I might not be able to I'm probably not going to get another workout in today.
Yeah.
And it is Valentine's Day. Yeah. Happy Valentine's to all you couples out there.
Yes.
Happy love day. Like my I love you and I love you and I love you and I love you.
Oh, that's nice. What is this one then?
That's this means I love you in sign language.
Oh, okay.
So this is I love you in sign language, but Black Panther always did it.
Wow.
Yeah. But it means I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
10
fucking
out of
dope.
10. That makes it so much better.
Yeah. And then I remember a friend of mine saying like you gotta have like certain amount of hugs every day. Like human beings need that. Like a baby, like infants in the hospital and like NICUs and stuff like that, they have like volunteers that come and just hold the babies.
Yeah.
Touch. And it increases their chance of survival like drastically.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
like, to just be loved. And
I'm like, God made that a thing to where you're hugging.
Yeah,
they're much more touchy feely back then.
Yeah, and even just like seeing men kiss each other on the face and stuff like that, I get so happy. Or like hugging.
They did that in the Bible times.
Yes, and just affection. Like it's fine.
I know you gave me a big one when you got here too. I felt so good.
Yes, I give hugs.
And I could feel like the energy, and I could feel like the love, man. Like, I was like, oh man, I needed that hug.
That's so good. I'm so glad.
Like you're the first person I hugged today.
Yeah,
and I needed it. But I think if you Google it, guys, you got to Google this. But somebody was telling me, I think the humans need like 6 hugs a day or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, or 12. It's like get your hugs in.
Get hugs in.
Get your hugs in.
I'm gonna start getting hugs in more.
You got to get your hugs in. It'll make serotonin and just your whole vibe and everything, your whole day. You need that.
Damn, that's so good. Yeah, people are so important. Like people are very important.
I remember reading in the Bible. This is a part where it talks about like somebody made like a pledge or like a promise and like basically saying, I'm going to do this or that. Instead of like a handshake or a hug back then, you would sit on the person's hand. So the person so like the guy went up to the other, like he went up to like the king, and so he like put his like hand there, and then the king sat on it, and he's like, I promise and I swear and I pledge, and then you leave your hand there the whole time, and then you guys are just while he's talking, and you just sit on their, you're just sitting on their hand. I'm like, that's crazy. Could you imagine that right now?
That's people, so weird.
We be like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, he's sitting in that dude's hand. Like, you're just like sitting on your hand, you know?
Like, what is the purpose?
Yeah. And then even with Judas, so Jesus is like the one who kisses me is going to betray me. Yeah. And then Jesus came up and gave him a kiss. And then even Judas said, hey, you know, the guy that I kissed, that's Jesus. Like, that's the one that you need to arrest or whatever. And so he went up there and he kissed him. Yeah. You know, and damn. Yeah. And then so they, like, you know, they're doing, you know, stuff like that back then.
So messed up.
But now with COVID and everything, it's like, don't touch me, don't breathe on me, just stay away, you know.
True. I like that though. I do like not being close. I like that after I got so comfortable people standing 6 feet away from me. Like, I was like, please. So like now when people get close to me and I'm in a line, if people are close to me, I'm like, no, like you guys have to back up and give me some space. Like, like, it was very nice, but like it doesn't, you know, people are less touchy now for sure.
Yeah, definitely less touchy and you know, and almost like I don't know, it almost seems in a way like people are less caring now too.
For sure, 100%.
Yeah, like COVID made it to where like, stay away, you go over there, you know, don't come close to me kind of thing.
It is weird, you know, and even like psychologically, I think like with music and just like the era that we're in is so weird. Like people are just not interested in like people. It's so weird. And I just don't think, I think that's just so far from like our natural human state, you know? Yeah. Like if I could be in the trees with like a community of people, I would be perfectly fine. I would be happy.
Like an Avatar. Yeah. They're in the trees and community of people.
Relax. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie was good. I did like it.
Yeah.
I actually did.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to, but I did.
Did you like the first one?
I don't remember the first one really.
It was so long ago. It was like 12 years ago. So I watched the new one and then I went back and watched the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I kind of watching it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember what happened here.
Yeah. And then they're supposedly already they filmed the third one the same time they filmed the second one, which is smart.
So there's a whole nother one coming.
Yeah, it's a whole nother one.
Well, that is good because they spent a lot of money on filming that. It was so crazy the way they did it. But yeah, it was actually good. I loved the element of the water was really impactful to like watch. And it felt really good to see too, like in the theater, like people connecting with water and like animals being down there. And everybody always says like, you know, we don't know what's in the ocean. It could be so scary and all of these things. And I'm like, yeah, but what if it's just not scary? You just never seen it before. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm sure that they're not terrible. You know?
Have you seen the new Black Panther?
No.
You gotta see it, but it's about water too.
It's about water?
It's about water.
Oh my gosh, we're probably gonna go watching. Yes!
Yeah, it's about water. So I'll tell you, if hopefully it's not a spoiler, but I'll tell you. Please. So basically like this...
no, don't tell me. No, I'm just kidding.
Basically like Prince Namor.
Yeah.
He's the prince of these people that live underwater, but they've never have really a reason to come up. But
I did see it. The Hispanic guy.
Yeah. The Hispanic guy. Yeah. It's got like the Aztec culture and all that stuff.
I loved that. Oh, he was an op, wasn't he?
He was in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
So you did see it?
I did watch it. Yeah, it was actually really good.
You saw Black Panther too? The new one? You just forgot?
I completely forgot until you said it. I was like, oh yeah. Like that, because I remember because he found them whenever the two women went out. Yeah.
Because they were destroying the water, the ocean, destroying the planet. And so that's when he came up and he's like, listen, I need to work together. He's like, I need your technology because the earth, the land dwellers or whatever, they're destroying the water. And it's like, this is war.
Yeah, it is war.
You know, and so like.
Because they were in hiding. No one knew about them. Like, fine.
And he wanted the technology from Wakanda to go to war with the rest of the world, but the Wakandans were like, no, fighting them.
Yeah, he had then. Yep.
And I got to go back and watch it too, because the night I watched it, I was so tired, but I like tried to power through.
It was really good.
I fell asleep on a lot of parts of it because I was exhausted, like dead tired.
You have to go back.
And so I remember like bits and pieces. I was like waking up, like watching like bits and pieces. So I'm gonna go back and watch it again.
It was long too. So
yeah, I think I can get it like online now.
The movie Eternals was really good too.
I haven't seen that one.
Like it. Yeah. If you can find it, it's called Eternals.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you. It was good.
Yeah.
It was actually good. It was like a Marvel.
Oh, it's Marvel? Because I like Marvel. I grew up in the day, back in the day with Marvel where you actually had to read the comics.
Heard.
You know?
Wow, you read comics.
Yeah, I read comics my whole life.
So cool.
Up. Yeah. And so and I knew, I was like, everybody, you know, all the jocks and the like cool kids and stuff would like make fun of us,
Right.
and because we were reading comics. They're like, oh, you nerds and stuff.
No.
But I'm like, the people that are reading these comics are going to grow up, and they're going to be the ones making these movies.
Yeah.
So all you guys who don't like them, you're going to be watching everything that they do.
Yeah, and you're
because
missing
they're the
out
creatives.
on good, like,
well, now they
comics
watch
and
it,
manga and all that stuff, like to read it, like to see it.
Yeah,
you know, and it's so different than like what happens in the world. So it's just a whole big.
And now they watch, like, everybody loves Marvel and all that, you know, and DC, and but they still don't read the comics, but they like love it. And I'm like, yeah, this is all in the comics. Yeah. And in some ways, the comics is even better because they change a lot of stuff.
They do,
you know,
and then you know who's who, like you know what's happening.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you changed this, you changed that, you changed this. It's fun. You know, so like in the comics, they go hard, they go in. Like, so Spider-Man, he actually marries Mary Jane, you know, the girl that he's in love with in the comics. So they get married and then they have a family. Yeah. And but then his wife divorces him. Mary divorces him. Mary Jane divorces him because she's like, when it was just me and you and people would attack us, that's one thing. But he's like, these villains are attacking our children. Wow. And she's like, first of all, you don't get paid for this. Like, you're going around saving the planet, not spending time with your family, right? You're never here for me and the kids. You're putting your life on the line. You're putting your kids in danger, not just your life anymore. It got really real. And so he had to make a decision. Does he want to stay a superhero, or does he want to take care of his wife and kids? And he stayed a superhero. Yeah, right. But it's like, but I could see both sides. You know, I get it. Yeah. I get both sides because I see Mary Jane's side because she's right. Like, he's not getting paid. Yeah. You know, he's just running around for free. But that's not why you do things. So like, that's kind of but he's got kids to feed. Yeah, he has to clothe them. He has to house them. He needs to get the medical attention. In the Bible, it says that if you do not take care of your kids, you are worse than an unbeliever. That's true. So it's like, because you can't claim you love God and not take care of it. Yeah, so that's what Mary Jane is saying. She's like, listen, you know, Peter, if you love this family and you love me, you need to make a decision. Yeah. And he stayed being a superhero, and she. You know, it's crazy, and it got real. But that you know, but in the Marvel movies, they don't get that deep. Yeah, it's just like, oh, he's got a girlfriend, and they kidnap his girlfriend. He's got to beat up the bad guys, or they want this fucking. Yeah, we're more interested in like the fight. That's happening. Like the plutonium than the dramatic side. But and then the comics too, like, you know, Wolverine was always in love with Jean Grey. Yeah. And then she was in love with Cyclops, the one that shoots the lasers, and Scott Summers. Mm-hmm. And she was in love with, and she would date Wolverine, and then she would date Scott, and then she ends up marrying Scott. Yeah. And then later on down the road, she cheats on Scott with Logan. She did. I didn't get that far. No. So it's like, but it's also it's life. Yeah, it's true. You know what I'm saying? It's life, really, and he always, you know, and Logan's always. Damn, life is so cool. Honestly, it really is. And it's like, because like it's always like happy. Everybody thinks like happily ever after, but real shit's gonna happen. Yeah. And then so Scott and shit happens, and Jean Grey start having like marital problems, and then, you know, Logan's like this forever like loner and this forever like single guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he, you know, and he's like super masculine, and he's like super like whatever. Yeah. He's like he just travels the world like doing his own shit. He's barely part of the X-Men sometimes. You know what I mean? When he shows up, they're like, okay, you're on our team, but it's kind of crazy. But they did do a good job with like X-Men, with like Magneto being a Jew, and, you know, being in the concentration camps. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and like really watch this. It's been that was pretty deep. Yeah, it was. It really was. And it deals with like racism against the mutants, because that's Stan Lee talked about that. Like he created this mutants and things like that because it's talking about racism. Yeah. Because he had to do it in a subtle way to where it would be accepted. If he just made all the characters, you know, minorities, it would look like a thing. People would be like, wait, what are you trying to do or trying to say? But it's like, you know what I mean? But it's funny, a lot of the comic fans don't, you know, especially the racist ones, they don't get that. So they love mutants and they love these, you know, minorities in the comics, but they don't love minorities and people of color in real life.
Yeah.
Like they still didn't
intimidating,
get it.
his opposition to them.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, but it's cool that he did it that way,
Yeah,
and
it
it was so
is.
subtle. And it took until he was really old before it finally, like, he blew up.
Yeah.
And he just blew up, and
Yeah, he did.
you know,
Yeah, it's a
started doing
great
those
story. It's so
cameos.
good. I
and all
love
that.
the cameos. I want to do the
Man.
cameos. I'll take that. That's a piece that I'm holding on to. I really want to do some cameos.
Man, I used to have so many comics, and it just takes you away. You just like, and then you can relate as a minority or as a person of color.
Yeah.
You can relate to a lot of to these mutants and how they're treated.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, just people being different.
Yeah.
You know, and then they're like trying to get rid of them and trying to kill them. And then you can also relate to the mutants who are like, we need to fight back.
Yeah.
Because Magneto is basically Malcolm X.
Yeah.
You know, you got to fight back, defend yourselves by any means necessary.
Yeah.
And then people get so pissed when you say that, but it's like, well, isn't that what everybody does? Doesn't everybody defend themselves? Like, doesn't every civilization defend themselves? Like,
Right.
what's wrong with, what don't you like about what Malcolm is saying? He's not saying kill people or kill white people. He's saying, you're an American. You are a human being. You have rights. You should be able to own guns just like every other American. You should be able to defend yourself like every
every
American.
American. Yeah.
You know, and
Like
then
every
people
person,
hated
yeah.
him for it.
That's so true.
And this man,
They really did.
You know, this man didn't drink. This man didn't smoke. He never cheated on his wife. But then you got Martin Luther King,
Yep.
who drank, who smoked, and cheated on his wife every chance he got.
Yep.
But he's like the one that everybody loves.
Because it's easier for like people to say, okay, yeah, this is the solution and this is great, but like Malcolm was putting everybody in their own authority. But like people don't want to be responsible for themselves.
Right.
You know, like
That's
people do not
true.
want to be like, okay, like imagine that. Like imagine if we really rallied up the troops in your own home. Like if you grabbed, you were like, all right, guys, we're about to go do this. We're going to fight for our life, you know, because we
Right.
deserve it.
Mhm.
People would be scared of their mind.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're so far disconnected from like taking care of ourselves or like trusting God enough to take care of ourselves. It's easier to say like, oh, we should just all love each other and like just keep on going.
And Malcolm was a quarter white too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It's crazy.
yeah, and that's where he got his red hair from. But
Same.
yeah, did you have red hair growing up?
Yeah, I did. It's
I could kind of see like little like
it's
highlights
very
of it.
tilted, Yeah,
Yeah,
blonde and red though.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like and whenever I was younger, before I started dyeing it and bleaching it and cutting it and all this stuff, it was very vivid. Like in the sun, like my eyes changed colors, like my hair.
So were people? So like for me growing up, people were always confused about my nationality.
Yeah, for sure.
Depending on how I wore my hair, and then now depending on how I wear my beard and my hair, and how I dress, is you know, people always was that same thing with you?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
still is. Yeah, people think I'm Dominican all the time. Dominican
Wow.
and Puerto Rican. That's literally what I get, and I'm like, I really need to learn Spanish so I can just, you know, go hang out over there, you know, easily, you know.
Eat that delicious food.
Yeah.
Go on the beaches.
You know, just relax. You know, not that I can't do that now, but it's always fun to be involved in the culture. But yeah, people think that all the time, and I'm not. You know, I'm not. And people think too, like sometimes people forget I'm like white. They'll just think I'm black. I'm like, no, I'm black.
And you got to see both sides.
Yeah,
growing up, you got to see the racism on both sides too.
Yeah. Oh,
people don't realize there's racism. There's racists on every culture. Like growing up, I have family members of all different races, and you know, there's racism everywhere.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah,
it was crazy, and it's funny because I didn't really experience racism as a black person that heavily because I was white. Like I have pretty privilege and I have like mixed person privilege, which are very real things. Yeah, like I don't care what anybody says; they're very real things. Yeah, and we need to acknowledge that. Yeah, and so it was just like a thing, and it wasn't until I was like 12, I think, and I went to a rodeo with my mom and like one of her work friends and her daughter who were really close. And I went to a rodeo, and it was the first time I experienced like real racism, like in my face, like as a black person. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. But then I realized like, as I got older, I experienced like white people racism too. Like black people did not it was hard for me to hang out with some black people because they were like, yeah, she's just not like, the jokes were like, she's not black, or like, you know, like,
she's not black enough.
Can't cook, like her mom can't cook, or like stuff like that. I'm like, no, like my mom can cook. I promise, it's good. She makes chicken really well, like, you know. And it was just like always like a thing, but it didn't really like affect me. I don't know why. Like I'm really thankful for that. but I wasn't really. I didn't really care too much.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, growing up, I dealt with a lot of racism. That's how I got into fighting, because this was back before internet.
Yep.
You know, before it was cool to be black, before hip hop had blown up.
Yeah.
You know, now hip hop's like, you know, everybody wants to be hip. Everybody wants to be cool.
Yeah.
You know,
culturally,
yeah. Everybody, you know, like everybody wants to rap, or, you know what I'm saying? Just be involved and, you know, somehow with that culture.
Yeah.
And, you know, and so I was growing up before that, and in South Texas, in a small town in South Texas. I might as well have been in Afghanistan or somewhere. Like, it was that bad.
Alabama.
Alabama. It was that fucking bad. It was crazy how bad it was growing up. And I just thought, because I remember watching movies like Malcolm X movies and Martin Luther King movies and documentaries and reading about them.
Yeah.
And there was always talking about how things were back then. I'm like, what do you mean? It's still like that now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting called a nigger every fucking day at school.
So
every day at school, they're calling me a nigger. And like, I remember kids, like, even in high school, my ninth and 10th grade year, there was kids that would stand in front of the school not wanting us to come into the school. Yeah. Like, they were protesting us going to school just to learn. And I'm like, this shit's still happening. And that's how I grew up. But it was funny because then it shifted, because I was like that growing up. It was tough because on my black side, you know, me and my brothers weren't black enough. And then on my Mexican side, and with dealing with white people and Mexican people, we were the niggers, right? Mm-hmm. And so we were like hated on all fronts, on all sides. So it was really weird growing up, but it made me have tough skin. Mm-hmm. And it made me be able to deal with not reacting to, like, every time somebody says some stupid shit, or every time somebody wants to offend you, right? So now I'm just like, chill. So when my mom taught us, she taught us, unless they physically get physical with you, don't worry about it. They're just going to talk and bark. She's like, they're like little fucking chihuahuas. They're going to talk and bark, and just ignore them. But as soon as they grab you or they get physical, she's like, you beat the fuck out of them. Yeah. You beat the fuck out of them, and you let them know. Yeah. And and they'll know. And that's what we did. My mama said, bop, and you know. Yeah, because if your mama said it, you're good. Hey, and that's back when LL Cool J's mama said to knock you out. Yeah. Was out back then. Knock you out. Yeah, that's all. I was like 10 years old, and so I was like, oh, mama said fucking beat your ass, you know. And that's how when my dad was around, that's how he raised us as well. Is like, you're you know, people are trying to fuck with you, because he grew up in those small towns too, and he had to let them know. You know, and so like 2 years before I was born, so I was born in 1980, but in 1978 is when they legalized marriage between blacks and non-blacks. Before that, 1978 and before, it was illegal in Texas to be married to a black and non-black. Yeah, not that long ago. Yeah, you know, so it was crazy. And they never taught us any type of black. I didn't know shit about Black history growing up. No. And I'm still learning, but like, they did not teach us all we learned about is white history and white saviors and Spanish saviors and Christopher Columbus and all this stuff. That's all we learned. Yeah, terrible. And we're actually very inventive. That's like one thing that surprised me the most, is like Black people invented a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff. I mean, we never learned that. Like, that's not even. Yeah, Black people. Yeah. Black people invented a lot of things, and you know, and they built the country. Yeah. They built this country physically, and then Hispanic as well. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, Hispanics are building it now. Yeah. Big time within the, you know, like, you know, I mean, they're the ones that are building all the roads. They're in all the kitchens, cooking all the food. They're building all the buildings, all the physical infrastructure. They're doing all the construction. They're doing roofing. I mean, they do it all, man. They do it all. Anything you need. They're like little ants. You wake up and you're like, when did that building get here? I never saw that. And they build all kind of quick too. They're fast. Quick as fuck, man. And they're hard workers. You got to kick them off the job. Like, y'all go home. Go, leave. Get the fuck out. Like, they'll work. They will work and won't complain. No, not at all. And won't complain, man. Yeah. They're such hard workers, man. I love that. I do too. Yeah, I respect that, man. Yeah, I gotta get like that. Yeah. I get my work ethic from my mom. My mom's still like that. Yeah, that's good. And she busts her ass, but just growing up like that, man. It was, and then when I got here, when I moved to Arlington when I was 16, 16. Right. You know, it was most people, if not everybody, was pretty nice. Like, there wasn't the racist stuff. It was cool to be Black. It was cool to dress black or hip hop.
Yeah,
It was
it's
cool to
integrated
just
too over here.
be
Like,
yourself.
there's a lot more, not a multitude completely, but yeah, you'll see other types of people. It's not just.
And then when I
white
first
people.
got here, though, like I guess like mixed race people, it wasn't cool, and so like all the TV shows were, still talking about, like they were doing like Ricky Lake and all these other like daytime like talk show people,
Right.
and it was a lot of it was about race, and it's like, oh, how does your family feel about marrying a black man or a white girl?
Crazy. It wasn't even that long ago.
It wasn't that long, but it was like on every channel, and it was like all the time. It was constant. And then I remember like getting here, and it was hard for me to like. I remember at first it was like, because I moved here when in the 8th grade, like towards the end of my around 8th grade, and then I to Arlington, and then we moved back to South Texas, and then I was there for 9th and 10th. But when I was here for like the 8th grade, I remember I wanted a girlfriend, but none of the girls, just like little teenage girlfriends. I was like 13 years old or something, and I remember they were like, no, and I'm like, why? And they're like, because you're mixed, and I'm like, okay. And they're
what the fuck does that mean?
Well, because the black girls at the time wanted dudes that were black, like not mixed.
Oh yeah,
and so
mixed race wasn't even in style yet.
Yeah, it wasn't like Drake wasn't around, and
I remember that.
Alicia Keys wasn't around yet.
Yeah.
So like a lot of that stuff, Barack wasn't around. So like they were just like, no, like you got to be black all the way. So I was not getting any girlfriends. I was just like, okay. Crazy. And then when I came back, though, by the time I got to like 15, 16 and got back to man, I couldn't keep them off me.
Yeah.
Because it was like cool to date like a mixed race guy now.
Yeah.
And then I was just living it up.
Yeah.
Man. I was like, oh, I love this. They hated me for all these years. And I was just like, man, it was great.
Yeah, it is. You're so silly.
I was like, I love my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it was just crazy to see the change and the dynamic.
It's wild. It's wild. It really was not a long time ago.
Yeah. And so what about you, like coming up, like dating and stuff? I mean, obviously you're gorgeous, and I mean, but did you ever experience like, oh, we don't want to date you because you're mixed, or we want to date you because you're mixed?
Yeah, it was pretty much like, I want to date you because you're mixed, but it was like it wasn't like, it was like that for dating, but it wasn't like that for friend groups. Like it wasn't like that. Like people didn't really like it. Nobody really understood me.
Right.
Like it was very.
You're right. You're right.
What?
Now that you mention it, so for friend groups, and I still do, all my friends groups because of that were always very diverse.
Yeah, exactly.
So my best friend was Ethiopian, and my other best friend was Syrian, and my other best friend was from Mexico, and and so there was all these different, my other best friend was from Japan. So we had like all these like, and then we had like maybe like one white dude, you know what I mean? But it was like all mixed up with different races and different cultures. Yeah. And a lot of my friends were like, either they were from a different country or they were like first generation.
That's really cool.
Iranian or whatever. Yeah. And it's because like you said, like you just didn't really fit in. I fit in for dating. Like the girls wanted to date me because I was somewhat like exotic or whatever. Exactly. They didn't know where I was from. The guys wanted to be with like an exotic person.
Yeah, but like it was very different. I just hung out with a lot of mixed people. Like that's really what it ended up being. Like a lot of, and it's so weird now. Like even in my life now, a lot of the people who are around are like, we're all the same. Like pretty much the same skin tone. Like, it maybe gets like 2 shades darker and then like, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is weird. I don't
and
know
then we instantly recognize each other.
Yeah.
Like mixed people can always tell when
true.
somebody else is mixed. It's like a sixth sense.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, we can like pass by them or just talk to them like, oh, you're one of us.
You're mixed, yeah.
You're like a mutant, right, like X-Men, like, oh, you're a mutant too. Like, okay, cool.
It's
and so, but what's crazy is, my whole time growing up, I refused to date a mixed girl.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. I guess I don't know if I guess I was indoctrinated or whatever.
Subconsciously at this point.
So, I mean, I was friends with all of them.
Yeah.
And I remember growing up, like mixed girls loved me. Yeah. Like in middle school and in high school.
Right.
And I just would not give them the time of day.
That's so weird.
But I would give them the time of day as friendships, but I was not attracted. I wasn't attracted to them. I was actually like repulsed by them. Yeah. As far as like being intimate or boyfriend, girlfriend, or even sexually, I was just like, no.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
like I only liked like either you had to be, you know, Mexican or black or white. But if you're mixed,
yeah,
it was just, it was off for me. Like Asian, I liked Asian girls. Like I liked everything, but I didn't like mixed.
One thing.
I would be friends, and it was weird because they were like, and they would come at me pretty strong too. Like, hey, come on, we'll make some beautiful babies, all this stuff, and I was just like, nah, I'm good, you know. And I think I dated like one mixed girl, and it was okay.
Damn.
But then like as I got older, okay. and then I was married, right? I was married. But then I, you know, being married, I was like, oh, they're very beautiful. Yeah. Like they're like mixed people are some of the most beautiful people. Yeah. You know, like, and I knew that in high school too. I knew that they were beautiful. I just wasn't attracted. And I knew that.
That's fair though.
In my mind, I was like, they're almost like perfect. They're almost too beautiful. Like you got like your Halle Berrys. Because I remember back then, that's just when Halle Berry, when I was in high school, that's when Halle Berry was in her prime. Yeah. And everybody was in love with Halle Berry. And I was just like, I don't see it. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's but crazy. I knew she was perfect. I knew she was from head to toe perfection. Yeah, she's great. But I was just not, but like sexually, I just wasn't feeling that vibe. Yeah. And then when I got older, I was like, okay, I get it. Yeah, I get it. And I was like, oh, it's so stupid. But then I was already married and I was, you know, and I never went outside my marriage. But I could see, I was like, okay, they're attractive, you know, and mixed people are attractive. And I was like, man, if I ever, you know, this doesn't work out, and we ended up getting a divorce. And then, you know, I'm single and I've been single now and going on like 2 years. But my divorce was official. I mean, I was legally separated going on 2 years, but my divorce was official to like 3-4 weeks ago. So it's crazy. But during the separation, I was dating and meeting people and just getting out there. And I did meet some mixed people, you know, and I remember the first time, like, man, she's fucking perfect, man. She's gorgeous. Yeah.
There's something about that subconsciously though, that I think like turns us away from people too. Like someone who's like too perfect, you know, like it could be, you know, a little jarring, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess my brother says that sometimes, like, he's like, you know, he asks me often, like, do men like still hit on you? Or sometimes do you feel like men are looking at you but don't say anything? And he was explaining to me, like, I guess, like, I don't know this, like, genuinely or, like, personally or anything like that. But, like, I guess, like, people, like, sometimes feel like if, like, a person is, like, too perfect or too good, they don't, like, want to, like, pursue that person. Or, like,
it's almost like, I get what you're saying, because it almost seems like they're too square. Too boring. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of women like bad boys, right? Or they consider bad boys, right? Right. Because the guy that's like square and does everything correctly, and that your dad's gonna love him and everybody's gonna love him, and he's like Mr. like robotic and just like and you're like, oh, this guy's a fucking dork, man. You know, for some reason, I don't know why that is, but girls are some women are attracted to that. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. And like I think to myself, like I would think that more women would be, and there's nothing wrong with this guy. Like he dresses well, he carries himself well, he's always fucking punctual, he remembers everything, he has a good job, but they don't want that motherfucker.
That's so weird.
They want this broke ass, like nothing to do, like fucking toxic as fuck. Never gonna be able to afford to take you anywhere on any trips.
That's like so crazy.
You know, and a friend of mine, she told me, she goes, you know, what she realized, dating a toxic guy is gonna make you broke. And I'm like, that's so fucking true. Yeah. Dating a toxic dude is gonna make you broke financially,
mentally,
spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Yeah. I'm like, wow. And but the thing is too, is like that's what I was learning about myself, like going through therapy and going through my divorce. Like, you know, my ex was a great mom, and you know, we were just toxic to each other in our marriage for the entire marriage. We were just too toxic, and I love her, I wish her the best, and but we just couldn't. It was just never, in a way, we were never supposed to be together. But our kids, we made some amazing kids out of it, and we did our best to make it work for a long time. Like we were fighting through it. But yeah, man, relationships are hard. Are really, really hard, man. They're really hard. I don't care if you're, you know, if you're dating somebody the same race or mixed race or
anything, it doesn't matter. Religions, just like getting to know somebody, and like really, because it shows you everything about yourself too. Like you have to grow and be there for somebody. Like you actually have to give a fuck about somebody, and like you know, and who they are as a person as well, which is like very different. You know, I do and have been really liking the aloneness and like caring about myself, like really actually like even just being in London was the first time I traveled by myself, like fully. And I was like, yo, I'm not worried about what anybody else is eating. Like what I don't care. It doesn't matter what time I leave. It doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. Like I actually get to just like.
It almost makes you not ever want to be in another like serious relationship.
I do personally, but
for
I'm
me,
still young.
but you're still young.
Yeah, you know, I haven't been in a relationship for 3 years.
Yeah, I was in a relationship basically your entire life. As long as you've been alive, I was with somebody. So it's different. So for me, it's like I'm not ready. You know, to be like, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, I go on dates and stuff like that, but I'm so not ready to be like in a serious.
No, and it's only been like 2 years, also. So like, yeah, you have a lot of time to get back to yourself. Like,
yes, really. And it hasn't even, and it's been almost 2 years, but not really because it wasn't just finalized. Because we were still going to court, we're still going to, you know, like fighting over things. We're still had our lawyers involved, and so it was like I'm so like jaded right now. I'm just so like in a place where I'm just like I need to just focus on my businesses. I need to focus on me, and that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I love it, man. I've been traveling by myself, and it's been fucking fun. It's actually really fun. It's so fun.
I need this every year. There's no way I can't do this. Like I'm ready to go again. Like I'm just ready. Like really, I just want to keep traveling.
Just not asking for permission for shit.
Just get the fuck up and go. Like I don't
do whatever you want. Just see what the fuck you're gonna get into. Just get into some shit.
You know? Yeah. Like really, genuinely, literally.
It's amazing. I love it, man. I like waking up and just like, all right, what am I gonna do?
What am I gonna do today? Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
And I've been outside more too. Like Jesus, I've actually been like outside. It's really nice.
I love being outside.
Me too.
Man. I grew up in the age of where we were always outside. So I don't understand not being inside all the time. Like I was going fucking crazy when that Snowmageddon recently that we had. I was like, get me out of this motherfucking place.
Oh, for sure. Like
I just started driving around.
Yeah.
I drove. Yeah. I drove every single Snowmageddon we've had. Like after like a day, I'm just like, I gotta get on the road. So I'll just get out there and just start fucking cruising and doing shit.
That's crazy.
I even made a video.
You have a big car though, so it's cool.
Yeah, I have a 4x4 truck, and but still, even when I didn't have one, I would just drive really slow, like painful. Like I would just slide.
You just glide on it.
Just glide, like I'm gonna glide.
No, I was so scared. I tried to do it. The one we had 2 years ago, I tried, and I was like, no, absolutely not. I pulled out of that parking spot, and I was like, no.
You're already sliding.
I have no control over this car.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm getting in here. No way. No way.
I mean, I was like sliding like through red light, like through intersections. Yeah. Like you can't stop.
No, you can't.
And I'm just like, well, the light's red, and I'm like braking way before. Like I'm slowing down way before, and it's still like slowly, and it's like sideways and spinning, and you're just like, okay. And then there's other cars like spinning. It's almost like advancing. It's like you're on the ice. And then I'm staring at like people like stuck in ditches and people already wrecked, you know, and just like I've seen like cars like wrapping around poles and stuff. I'm just like, whoa,
people are crazy. And that's the thing, people can't drive out here. So like, I don't know why people get on the road. We're terrible drivers in Texas. It's just not good. We're not good drivers.
People don't give a fuck.
We don't give a fuck.
We either drive way too slow or way too fast or way too just crazy.
Conditions too. It's like people drive faster in the rain.
Yes.
But why are y'all driving crazy right now? Relax.
Always in their phones. Yeah.
It's terrible. It's
cool. I gotta get away from that too. I gotta get away from phones and you know, driving and
don't
being on my phone and all that.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you're gonna be fine, but like it's just not worth it.
Yeah. It's not, man. It's not.
And then like also just being present, like mentally in our minds, like using our mind to be present is really important, because I find like even just being distracted by my phone, like there's so many times I'll pick up my phone for no reason. Like, why did I just?
Yeah. It's like part of you now.
Yeah. It's like, why did I pick this up? Like, I'm not going to check my emails right now. Yeah. Relax. Like, put this bitch down. Like, it's fine. You know? And that's like one thing I do. Like, I'll try to leave my phone at home a lot. Like, if I'm going to the grocery store or something, I'm like, all right, let me just leave my phone. I know what I'm getting. I know where I'm going. I'm not going to get lost. I'm not going to, you know, I have my wallet.
Yeah, so it's different. Everything's different for me now. As far as like the last time I was single growing up, I was a kid. I was a teenager. It was like 98, you know, when I met my ex-wife, and then we were together till 2021. Yeah. you know, so it's different, and you're on a different path, you know, you know, and so
I have been in a relationship the whole time. Like I was in a relationship at 15. Like it's not, I haven't spent that much time by myself now at this point. And I'm 26 and it's like, okay, I'm looking at my life and I'm like, okay, I really want a family. Yeah. So like I'm not getting in a relationship until I know like I'm like getting in a relationship for real, which I'm not opposed to, but I just know how important it is. Like I don't want to just be in relationships. I don't.
so you're just dating around.
No, you know,
so you're looking
like,
for your
cool.
life partner.
Yeah, like I want, like if I'm gonna do it, not that I won't go on dates, and not that I won't like experience life, like you know what I'm saying. It's life. You know, I'm not gonna just but I definitely don't care to just like get in a relationship, and that's what I've been in. Is like no one who asked me to be in a relationship was thinking about like a long term. I mean, not that they weren't, but it wasn't like it was like a
like we're gonna get married, we're gonna have kids, we're gonna build this business,
build a life, build a life, build, bruh, like build. Yes,
and now I'm like money, we need all the opposite. Now I'm like, okay, I had a life partner for so long,
so crazy,
for a literal lifetime. Now I'm just like, okay, I'm not looking for that right now. You know, and I have dated some women and still am that I actually love. Like I love them. I love them. I would die for them. I would kill for them. Not kill like as far as like go kill this guy and I just fucking kill. No, but like if somebody was like hurting them and I needed to like defend them, I would defend them. And if it meant to the extent of if in order to save my loved one's life, I had to kill this other person, I'll do it. Or like I'll fucking die for the, you know what I mean? If that person kills me while I'm defending them, I'm willing to die for them. Like I love them. It's just I'm not ready to get married and commit my life and all that stuff. No, I've already just like, I've done that. So I'm just like,
such a ride. Like I can't even imagine. Like,
and that's what people don't get is like, like some of the the girls that I've dated or that I am dating, they don't understand that. They're just like, well, don't you want to settle down? I'm like, girl, you're 20 something years old. Like you don't get what the fuck I'm talking about. They just don't get it. They're just like, wait, so we should just, we need to settle down. It's like, no, you need to settle down. Like there's like 8 billion people. Pick one. There's 8 billion people in the world. Pick one. It's not just me. Like you could go talk to, you can go do whatever. But
it's hard to do that as a woman. Genuinely, like naturally.
I guess with society and then just maybe just life. I guess it's hard, but as and I know a lot of guys that want to settle down. I did too. So like I when I got married, like I wanted, like I married my ex because I got her pregnant, but I wanted to make it work. I wanted to have a wife. I wanted to be married. I wanted to have a family. And I'm like, I'm going to do everything I can to make this work. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I want to be able to sleep at night. Sleep at night. I tried my best. I tried my fucking damnedest. And I know I did. That's why I feel so comfortable with it. Because if I didn't try, I'd always in the back of my mind, like, oh, I should have tried this, or I should have tried harder, I should have did this. We tried like crazy. And but like it was an entire lifetime of that. And but I did that. I had the house, I had the American dream and the kids and the wife and all that and the dog and the holidays, and I loved it while it was happening. I just didn't like how toxic my ex and I were together. Like I wish we could have figured out a way to not be so toxic to each other, but we just couldn't. We just couldn't get along. We lost respect for each other. Things like, I still love her, but the respect was gone, both sides. She didn't respect me. It was I was like, there's no going back. Like she's never gonna, like we're never gonna stop being toxic. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. I'm like, I thought it was supposed to get easier. It's getting worse and worse the longer we're together. But so maybe I had a bet. A friend of mine, she bet me. She's like, I bet this time next year you're gonna be married and this and that. And we bet. And I'm like, nope, told you, like, I'm fucking dead serious. Like, I'm not like, so like, I'm like,
it's honorable. I'm proud of you, man.
But, and I'm proud of you too. I mean, and I don't think there's anything wrong with finding a life partner. And I don't think there's anything wrong with getting married. Like, if I had never been married before, I'd be right there with you, like looking for my life partner and looking to get married. Like, where you at?
I mean, I'm not like searching like heavily. Like, I'm not like, I'm relaxed, but like, it's just not. Like it was like crazy just going through like what it was is like crazy like having the conversations and then that person not being there. It's like, damn, like how did I have conversations like this? Like that just is like not really like okay, you know? Like you should like have like, you know what I mean? Like no effort, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just not. But I get it though. Like people are just like people, and I'm not married even, so like it's natural to like grow, you know?
Yeah, and divorce is tough, man.
Yeah.
Divorce is tough.
Jesus.
You know, divorce is hard on both sides for the men and the women, or whatever, you know, or I mean, any relationship, breaking up, divorces are crazy. Yeah. And so you know, what was your longest relationship? How long was it?
4 years.
4 years? That's a long time. Yeah, that's a long time, man. Yeah. Yeah, my kids, my sons have been in some really long relationships. They still are. Yeah. One of them's been with his wife for going on like, man, I want to say like maybe like 8 years. Yeah, 7, 8 years. And then my other son's been with his fiance going on like, man, probably like 6 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, and they're your age. Well, one of them's your age and one's younger than you. And they've been with the same person forever. Yeah. You know, so
that's wonderful.
Yeah. And so it is you know, nice to see that, and I wish everybody could like get with their life partner and then that's it, you know. Yeah. Like an avatar. Yeah. And like the Bible says. Yeah. You know. Yeah. But life is messy and it's hard.
It was messy then too. Like it was messy for Avatar, it was messy in the Bible. Like it's just messy. Like this is just life. And like I don't want to not experience it. Like I don't want to not experience life. Like I don't want to stop myself from experiencing anything because it looks too hard or like whatever. You know? And whatever happens is like whatever happens, you know. Life is life.
So on the next podcast, you're going to be married. You're going to have kids. And
the whole thing.
The whole thing. Long hair. You're going to have the family dog and doing all like the family photos for the holidays. So what are you doing for Valentine's besides kicking it with me for a podcast?
I didn't know. I didn't think that far. I haven't thought that far after, you know. We'll see. I don't know. Like I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, you just going with the flow.
I've been happy all day. Like it hasn't been weird or anything. Like genuinely, I've actually been like really happy all day. But this is like again, like I'm not like I like my life. I like myself, and like that is something I'm so proud to say. And like I'm really happy. Like as sad as it is, like to go through a breakup, like I'm actually happy, and that's like a paradoxical, weird thing that I can't really wrap my mind around. I'm just like, like I woke up today so happy. That's and like, awesome. It's so weird, but like, I'm not tripping. So like, I'm not like forcing myself to like, feel like I have to do something or like whatever. I don't know, whatever happens after this.
Well, if you guys are watching this, Hailee is single. She is available. She's on the market. Submit your resumes. She will be fact checking and calling all your references.
Yes, I shall.
Yeah. She's not going to get tricked. So you guys better be. And if your fucking photos are over filtered and you have too much Photoshop, you might as well not even message her.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, I've noticed that like now that I've been like dating and stuff, man, there's like they're out of control with this Photoshop and filters and all this stuff. It's fucking crazy, man.
It is.
I remember my first date I went on when I was separated. I got fucking catfish.
Whoa!
I got catfish. I was so pissed, and I hadn't ever been like on like an official date since I was like a teenager.
Damn.
So it was like my first like grown ass man date. I was nervous as fuck. And then I get there, and then we're like messaging back and forth, and then this chick, she's like, "Hey," waving at me and trying to talk to me, and I'm like, "I'm waiting for somebody. Like I don't know who this, you know." And it was her, and I'm like, "Oh." I was so fucking pissed. And I was such a nice guy.
You had the date.
I did the whole date and it lasted like forever. It was like 3 hours.
Why did you sit there with her?
I don't know. That was my first fucking date. I didn't know this. I never, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's so funny. Yeah. It's your grown man date.
It was like my first grown man date.
Yeah, your first grown man date.
My first grown man date. Cause like, I mean, I was dating.
You were young.
Yeah, I was young and dating when I was like 1998. I was like 17, 18.
So how old were you when you like got in the relationship with your ex-wife? Like
when I first met her, I was 17 and she was 16.
Damn, so you were young, like you.
I was a kid. Yeah, I was 17 and she was 16 years old.
Wow.
And we were together until July of 2021. It's from 98 to July of 2021.
That's my whole life.
Yeah, your whole life. Yeah. And then we both we had like our wedding date tattooed. Now it's a cross. I had like her name on my back. She had my name. Like we covered them up. I mean, she covered, my name up on her up, and I covered her name. But it was crazy. So it was my first like grown man date, and it was just a fucking train wreck. And I'm just like, oh my God. And she's just like ordering all this shit. And I'm old school, so it's like, why, back in the day, like guys paid for everything, and I'm super, old school that way. So like, she's just ordering more food and appetizers and more drinks. She was being like that, and I was just like, fuck. First of all, how are you gonna eat all this shit? There's so much, you're not gonna be able to drink and eat all this. It's all gonna go to waste. Why would she do that? And then. And I was just like,
she's just trying to run your pockets.
Oh man, I was like fucking so like uncomfortable. I was like, do I just get up and just run? Like I wanted to get up and just run, jump in my truck, and just drive off.
So you had the date? I
had the date like 3 hours later, and I was like, oh my God. And then it was so bad. I was like, I immediately, like once it was over, I blocked her and everything. No. And it wasn't even that. It was like the fact that she catfished me.
Yeah, right.
I was more pissed. I was just pissed. I mean, the conversation was okay. We were just talking about nothing, basically. But I was just like, you did not just fucking catfish me right now. And I did not just fall for this shit. Because I had a friend of mine.
It was like real catfish, like for real? Or was it just like,
no,
she just didn't look like
she just had, it was just too much Photoshop and filters, which I learned quick. I was like, man, I'm fucking getting it, but I need a real photo. I need a fucking hold up a newspaper with the photo, like in the old days. I don't even know if there's newspapers exist anymore, but they do. Yeah, but that was the thing, is like, I was like, fuck, I got catfished. But I had a friend of mine who got catfished for real. Because like they'd be like sending money and this and that, or send me a plane tickets and whatever. That like that. Oh yeah, I had a friend of mine. He was going through a similar situation. He was with his wife forever, for like over 20 years. Yeah. And similar situation. He's very he's a good businessman and things like that. But like, he was showing me photos, and he's like, man, look at this chick I'm talking to, and it was like stock photos, and I could tell, and I was just like, God damn. No. And I'm like, bro, I was like, when did she send you this photo? She's like, right now. And I'm like, because he's like telling her about me. And I'm like, and I'm like, so have you FaceTimed her or anything like that? He's like, no. And I'm like, we talk on the phone and we message each other. And I'm like, where is she? And he's like, oh, she's around here. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, bro, you're getting catfished. And he did not, and he was like his first like date. He did not want to believe me. And I'm like, bro, tell her to send another. Yeah, he liked her. I was like, tell her to send another photo. And it was all like different stock photos. And I'm like, he's like, see, they're real. And I'm like, no, bro. I was like, first of all, it's like pitch black dark here right now. In the photos, it's like bright as day. So she says these photos, he's like, I want a picture that's right now. She's like, here you go. And she keeps sending it. I'm like, she doesn't even know what fuck. It's probably not even a she. It's probably a dude in another country. Yeah, exactly. And it's probably, and these are stock photos. He doesn't even know what time of day it is right now in Dallas, and so it was just, and I felt so bad for him, and I was just like, bro, and then he got like he went from like being so happy, he got like so depressed, and I was just like, fuck. And like, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's so crazy.
It is crazy. It's a wild game.
It's a wild fucking game. I think this motherfucker got catfished for real, man. Yeah. And so, yeah, it was bad. And then when I first became single, I was like, my buddies were like, man, you gotta get back on that horse. And so like back in the day, there was no internet, there was no cell phones and things like that. So different. When I met my ex, and so like we had like pagers and a pocket full of quarters, Yeah. And so I remember how I met women or girls was just talking to them. And so I was like, that's what I'll do. But then when I try doing that, they were just shutting me down left and right, just left and right. And I was just like, I was like, oh my God, am I going to be alone forever? No. I'm not going to meet anybody. So I was like, man, maybe I should go back to my ex, and this is just the way it's supposed to be. Wow. Go in a toxic relationship rather than be alone. No. And I broke down. I was like crying in my beer. I was like drinking a beer, and I'm like crying. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna be alone forever. These girls that I'm hitting up. But then I found my groove, and then it's like now, that's a different story. But but before I found that groove, I was just like, fuck, this fucking sucks, and you just got to know how to navigate. You got to know how to date, and it's learning. It's through repetition and making mistakes, just like riding a skateboard. You're not going to just hop on and be a badass skateboarder.
No.
You're gonna have to work at it.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and so like,
which is exciting in its own right.
Yeah,
you know?
And you've dated, and you've got experience, and so like,
it's gotten better every time too.
Yeah,
like, genuinely, like each time it's been better.
Have you ever been catfished?
No.
No.
I'm not. I don't like. I feel like I'm probably moving into the time where I'll date the most. Like it hasn't been like I've allowed a lot of people to court me. Like I've only allowed the people I've chosen to be in relationships to court me. Like, which is very limiting in a lot of ways because like I don't know what the best experience looks like all the time. You know.
Right.
So yeah, no, I've never been catfished. Like luckily, but like, yeah, no. Pretty cool, you know. So
you're on the apps and the dating apps?
No. I have not gone that far. No, I don't know. I don't know what it looks like for me. I have no idea. I'm
gonna see you in there, and I'm gonna swipe right.
There it is.
Hey, it's me. It's me. What's up? I've actually seen one of my friends on there.
Really?
Yeah, and and so she went on this terrible date, but luckily it was like ended up turning into like a group date. Yeah. So I brought this girl, and then this other girl was there with this guy she was dating, and then she brought her date that she had met, but I didn't know they just had met. I thought they knew each other. So he was being really fucking weird, and then finally I was like, do you not want to be on this date with this guy right now? She's like, no, and I'm like, he's like, she's sitting right here where this water bottle is. And then he's right there where this water bottle, and like they're just right next to it, and then we're talking about him, and he's like, can hear all of this, and I'm like, she's like, no, I want this date to be over. I'm done. I'm like, so you want this date to be over? She's like, yeah, and I'm like, hey, bro, you gotta go, man. And so he was like, I don't know, he was on something. He was acting so weird. He kept trying to like kiss her, and
that's also the thing. Like, I'm just not really like interested. Like, I'm not that I'm afraid or anything like that, but like weirdos are out there. Like,
yeah, he was weird as fuck. I think to be honest, because he was a good looking dude, and she's a good looking woman. I mean, she looks like she's a model basically. Yeah. And he was a very good looking guy, but I think that he had taken, the way he was acting was like he was on something. So I think maybe he got nervous for the date. Took
like a Xanax or something.
Or took, I don't know what the fuck it was, but he was like, he ran out in the traffic and he was like hitting people's cars and trying to open their car doors.
Oh, so he was like mad tripping.
He was mad tripping. Like I had to like physically, like I grabbed him by his shirt. I was like, bro, you need to get the fuck, I'm about to beat your fucking ass, bro.
Wow, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, and he was weird. And like, not just me, but other people in the bar were like, threatening to hit him. They're like, bro, we're gonna fucking punch you. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, he was bothering everybody. He was weird, man. And she was like, I'm so embarrassed.
I'm so glad it was a group date. And she was
that's what she said. She goes, I could have ended up like fucking one of Jeffrey Dahmer's victims. Yeah, weird. You know, this guy was weird, man. He could have fucking killed her. So, I mean, he was fucking weird as fuck, man. And I was like, I don't want to stomp this dude right here because then I'm getting arrested. I'm getting in trouble. And he was a white dude. And so I'm like, if I'm just beating the fuck out of this white dude in this,
also if he feels comfortable to take drugs like that, probably like he's done this before. Like,
and the bar we're at was an all white bar pretty much.
Yeah, no.
You know, so I think the only people of color was like me and the other girl that he was on the date with. That was it. Damn. We're the only two people of color. So I'm like, they're gonna see my ass tatted up, black man beating the fuck out of this white dude, and then, you know, I'm going to get arrested. Yeah. They don't know what's going on. They don't know why I'm beating the fuck out of him. So I'm just like, it's not going to be good for me. But I told my date, I was like, yeah, you know, just in case I do stomp this dude, you know, just be prepared to, if you have to bail me out of jail, and I'll pay you back, obviously, you know. So, and I'm just throwing that out there, you know. But it didn't come to that. He left, you know. I just told him, I was like, bro, like I was just like, do I just call the cops on this dude? Like I was having those, like, do I, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm like,
he wasn't trying to leave. Like
he did not want to leave, man. And I had to like get up and get in his face and like grab him. And I was like, bro, you gotta fucking go. And he's like,
crazy.
And I'm like grabbing him by his shirt, like, bro, like, about to fucking headbutt you, bro.
Ooh.
Like, douche. And just fucking drag his ass out of there is what I was about to do. With the chokehold, just dragging him, and everybody would have freaked, because people don't understand fighting. Yeah. The first thing people freak out, it's almost like monkeys in the wild. They're like, ow! And they're just like all going crazy when they see a fight. We're fighters. To us, it's just like, let them handle up. Like, it's a fight, man. Chill the fuck out. But people don't understand that. Like, when you go walk in a room with fighters who understand fighting, it's pretty chill.
Yeah, it is.
It's just, and we're chill. Like, we spar every day. We train every day. We fight each other every day. It's like, it's like drinking water. It's not that big a deal. But people
So
who aren't
crazy.
around that, like
Yeah.
they're feeding off the people that are fighting's emotions, and they're just losing their shit.
Yeah.
Like they're just like yelling, and even the people that think that are calm, they're not calm because they're not fighters.
Yeah.
They don't do this day in and day out. They're just like, it's like, you know, somebody who gets shot, and then an EMT or a doctor is there. There's just like another day in the office for them. Where
it's
you
relaxed.
and I are like holding somebody's guts, like, what the fuck is happening? I'm holding this man's I have his guts in my hand. Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
So
It's, you know what I mean? And so like, but for fighting, that's how it is for me. But I know that I was like, as soon as I fucking start choking this dude out, or, you know, dragging him out or whatever, people are going to go crazy. And I'm just like, fuck.
It would be a whole thing.
It should be normal to beat the shit out of some fucking dude like that.
It should be normal to fight. Like, you know, not
like mutual combat.
You know, like combat.
Yeah, like mutual combat, like in the days of like
Let's
Hamilton.
solve this. Yeah.
Like Hamilton, like, not shoot each other, like
no.
you know, but just
no
just
knives,
like,
no nothing.
Hey, bro, like you agree, I agree. Let's meet over here. And I heard some states are like that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, let's go mutual combat. Let's go here. You go. You know, let's meet at this place.
Yeah.
Designated time, designated place. No weapons, no jumping in. Let's just handle it.
Yeah.
And they actually do that in prison. I interviewed a comedian friend of mine.
Wow.
For a podcast recently, and he was talking about that in prison. It's like that, where they do like mutual combat between the guards and the inmates, and even inmate to inmate.
Damn.
And then they have rules and all this shit. And
damn.
Yeah, and then you just fight it out, and you're like, you good? You good? All right, let's squash this beef. Done. And I'm like, that it should be like that.
Yeah, it should be like that.
It should
Because then
be
you
like
get
that.
done.
It's
then
over.
You actually get to done. Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't. It doesn't escalate to like killing or murder or just.
And then you get the emotion out,
you
like
know,
you're fine. Like, it's cool.
It's not that big a deal. Like growing up, a lot of those racist kids that were mean to me, we ended up fighting, and they became friends of mine. And we became good friends.
Yeah.
You know,
it's crazy.
And yeah, because they were like, hey, he's not so bad. I mean, he's a different color. He's got different hair.
Yeah.
But he's pretty cool. And then same thing with them. I was like, I mean, they're assholes to me, but get to know them. They're actually pretty cool people.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's just like, okay.
Open doors, man.
Yeah. So for me,
it's
like
crazy.
fighting's always brought people together.
Yeah.
You know,
so
and that aspect.
Yeah.
Not when it's relationships, like with like spouses or with, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, or anything like that.
Yeah.
But relationships as far as like, you know, this guy doesn't like me. He doesn't even know me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have no beef with him, but he doesn't like me for whatever reason. Now we fight. Now we're like, cool.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I love about MMA or UFC or mixed martial arts or boxing, whatever. And when you see them fight, then they hug it out and they squash the beef, and then they become friends. Like, hey, bro, text me sometime. Let's kick it or whatever. You know, I remember was it my first fight? No, it was my second fight.
Yeah.
And we were in the bar and we were shooting pool. And then the dude that I fought, I had beat him. And here he comes, his entourage towards and we were from out of town. So he was a hometown guy.
Yeah.
So even when I came out for the fight and I'm walking towards the cage, I was getting booed. Obviously, they're going to go for the hometown. Right. And so and it's okay. And I thought I'm like smiling. I was trying to look mean, but I just had like this biggest smile. And I'm like, stop smiling. Like, you're supposed to be mean, you know? And I'm like, because I was like happy. Yeah. You know, it's my element, you know? And so I get in the cage, and then we fight and everything. I beat him. And then, but there was only like me and like a handful of guys that went out of town with me for the fight, like my coach and one of my buddies, and my ex was there, and a few other friends. So it was like maybe like 5 of us, 4 or 5 of us. And then this guy, that's his hometown. So he started walking over with like a gang of people. He's got like 20, 30 people with him. And we're like, and then one of my buddies like, hey, there comes that dude who just fought with like a gang of people.
Right.
And then so we just got like our beer bottles ready. We got our pool cues ready to smash some heads. Yeah. You know, maybe with fucking pull ball,
right?
Smack them. Yeah. And because we were outnumbered and we were cornered, like there wasn't like a good way to like. And plus, we didn't want to separate. I can't just leave my wife there, you know. Yeah. So I told her, I was like, hey, get back, you know, some shit goes down. I don't want you getting in the middle, you know. And then he comes over and he's like, hey, man, just wanted to buy you a beer.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, bro? And then we just like hugged it out. It was awesome. It was dope, man. Yeah. And then I, you know, drank it, we hung out, And then that was it. But then like one of my buddies is like, man, what if you know, that was cool and all, and it worked out, but what if you spiked your beer? Like the beer he gave you, what if that was spiked? And then you like pass out, and then they
thinking too much.
and I'm like, fuck. And I was like,
No.
yeah, but as like people who practice like self-defense and like situational awareness and shit, like somebody you just beat the fuck up out of, you just beat the fuck out of this person, they hand you a beverage. Like, do you drink it? You know what I mean? And I just drank it. Like, I didn't even think about it. And then afterwards, I'm like, damn, I'm stupid. Like he could have got me right now. Like, I would have been just like, because, you know, you see like, have you seen Jeffrey Dahmer?
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch
I know
it.
the story, yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, I didn't finish all of it. It's really dark.
I just couldn't.
It's so fucking dark.
Yeah.
It the whole time I was like turning my stomach, but like he was getting people, like just giving them drinks.
Yeah.
And I mean, and just, you know, getting over all these people, and these people, if they were sober, they would have beat the shit out of him. But like they're drinking whatever and then so I was just like, man, you know, that could be me so easy. Yeah. You know, so easy because you know, as a fighter, you'd like to think like you know a lot about situational awareness and that won't happen to me and this and that. Like that, he's just like here, you know, and I'm like,
it's such a nice gesture though. I love when people buy people drinks. It's so nice, you know, but it is like, you know.
But I have friends of mine, like, you know, especially female friends, they're like, yeah, I think, you know, they're like one of my friends, she was like, yeah, I was just at this hotel the other day, like recently. And she's like, I think you know, I think our drinks were spiked. You know, because they don't remember like what happened and stuff like that. They don't, and they had like one drink, and the next day they're like sick. They had like a drink, and then like they're ill. Like they're very, very sick. Like it's not like a hangover. Like they're like fucked up. Yeah. And so they're like, yeah, I think I drink.
Shit is so crazy, bro.
You know, and it was like, you know, friendly people handing them drinks. You know, and you don't think like, all right, you know, I'll take it. You know, but that's the whole like Jeffrey Dahmer. He's like, he's at a bar. That's how he's picking people up. Yeah. And then he's got like, you know, this powders and pills and shit. And he's just like, or drops or whatever. He's like,
dropping shit in.
Yeah, there you go. And they're like, good. And then he's like, come on home. You know, and they're like, they can't even move. Like the shit he was using, like they couldn't move their bodies. Like they're just frozen. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, a bit. It worked out, and I think he gave me like a Bud Light or something. It was fine, and we had a great time.
That's good.
Made a new friend.
I'm glad you didn't get blacked out and beat up again.
Getting blacked out and just wake up, and I don't know where I am, like in some dungeon somewhere. You know, he's like sharpening knives.
Terrible.
You know? But but like you said, completely like overthinking. But in this day and age, it's like
it's true. It's good.
You say overthinking, but then when it happens to somebody, you're like, how could they be so stupid? Like, what did you know what I'm saying?
Like, why would you take their drink?
Yeah, because if you look at it and you break it down, it's like, okay,
it makes sense not to drink it.
Yeah, it makes like imagine if you go outside and you get in a fist fight with somebody, and then 30 minutes later that person is like, drink this. You're probably not going to drink it.
No, it's probably not smart. No.
You're probably not going to drink it. I drank it. You know what I mean? And so I was like, wait, did I make a good decision here? You know? So it's like, yeah, you know, I could have been like, oh, no, thanks, bro. I'm not drinking tonight. Is what I should have probably said. And which I would say now. Like if I beat somebody's ass now, like that dude that I threw out the bar, like I'm 30 minutes later, his crazy ass comes back. Hey, man, I want to make peace. Drink this. I'm going to be like, nah, bro, I'm good. Yeah. You know? But even she said that. She goes, because he was buying her drinks. And she goes, well, at least I got some free drinks out of it. She goes, hopefully he didn't put anything in it. And we're like, oh shit. But we're like, we got you if he did. But she's like, we're like, oh, that's like real. Like this motherfucker, something's wrong with him. Like what if he put whatever he was on in your shit?
Damn, that's crazy.
You know?
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, people take drugs like that for real. Oof, no, not
You've never been roofied or nothing like that?
Bless.
And I don't know what
the Lord. It's roofied, yeah. Well, roofied is a drug that people use. So it's one of the terms.
I don't know if people, because that's the term they used back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the old days. I didn't know if you guys, there might be like a different
That's how
thing.
I grew up. Like, with that term.
Roofied.
Too. Yeah,
I think everybody just says roofied. I don't even know what the fuck a roofie is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what it is. I don't know where you get them.
I don't know anything about any of this.
I don't know why they exist.
You know, I don't get it. It's really fucked up. Like, it's honestly really fucked up. Like, to take something just to make people forget. Like,
yeah. I mean, there might be a medical reason that there exists. Yeah, and then somebody just found out, like, oh, you can use it to put people to sleep.
No, I've never. We've always been very safe, though. Like, I'm a safe go-outer. I also, it doesn't take a lot to, like, I don't get drunk easily. Like, I'm very aware. I'm not as friendly. Like I'm very friendly, but I'm not like.
I don't think I've ever seen you drink before. I don't think we've ever been around each other where you've drank.
No, I'm a fun drinker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not one of those that you're not one of the mean ones or the criers.
No, I'm not a mean one. I'm not a crier. I have fun.
Yeah.
I'm fun. But it doesn't, like, I don't get like fucked up. Like, I'm not one of those. Like,
you have a stopping point.
Yeah, I have a stopping point, and I have control over I have a very good control over my body. Like, I'm very, even if I'm like high or something like that, I do a pretty good job. Pretty good job of like.
I mean, you might just be like too giggly or too playful, but that's about as bad as it gets.
Yeah,
I'm the same way.
I laugh really loud.
Yeah. I laugh at everything.
I get a little loud.
Yeah, I get loud. I laugh. I just have fun. Just having a fucking blast.
Have a fucking time, bitch.
Yes, we need to kick it.
We do.
We need to kick it. Yeah.
And it wasn't far. I was actually really close. I didn't think it was gonna take me. I thought it was gonna take me longer to get over here than it actually did.
Yeah. We will kick it and soon and just have fun and and then we'll
drink.
We'll report back and be like, this motherfucker got so shit faced.
Like, damn.
And
we'll have to do the report back.
Yeah, you're like, coach was not fun. He got shit faced. He was crying the whole time.
You and I are probably gonna be here fucking doing jujitsu moves, no cat. That's what we do.
Yes.
You're like, ooh, you wanna learn this? We're gonna try this.
That actually happens sometimes. Like, people are like,
it's so funny.
We'll just start like doing moves and shit. Like,
that's so crazy.
Everybody's like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah. No, that's me.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, I think I can dance. Like, I know I can't sing. I've never been fucked up enough or drunk enough. But because I always have a stopping point. I think I've been drunk like maybe once or twice in my life.
Yeah, I remember.
But I never had enough to where I thought I could sing. But I always think I can dance.
Yeah, that's
so I'll just start dancing.
Dancing is wonderful.
Yeah,
I've been dancing more lately.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love dancing now.
Yeah?
It's new.
It's fun. Is it new?
It's very new for me.
Wow, you never been a dancer?
I never expressed myself. Like, I never just like let myself like live in my body for real. Like,
wow.
It was very like stiff for me.
I love dancing.
Like, I love dancing too.
And I love live music and I love dancing.
Yes,
and I love dancing to live music.
And I love singing too. I do.
You know
I can't sing that well.
You know what I love to do is I love to go to these, like I went to see Ziggy Marley.
Okay.
And even like The Weeknd or whoever I go see, I've been to a lot of concerts recently.
Yeah.
And every single one, I was dancing.
Yes, damn.
And I wasn't even watching the band because to me, the band is there to not to be stared at necessarily. Like if I want to stare at this band, I can go online and stare at them all day and just
I like
stare
watching them.
I do too. But I also like dancing. Like I'll turn my back away from the stage and just fucking dance. And just fucking be in my own element and just dance and just vibe. You know what I mean? Cool. So like, and I like dancing. That's and so good. It's fun, man. It's such a good release, and it's such a great workout.
It's so good.
It's such a great workout.
It just so much comes out. Like it's just so freeing.
And I hate I hate like going places and then like just sitting. Yeah. And they have like great music and great vibes, and I'm just gonna sit and watch. Sometimes it's okay if I'm tired. I'll people watch or watch the band a lot. But sometimes I want to get in there and just fucking. My foot starts moving, my head starts. I'm like, all right, let's take the time. It's time to work the dance. But now I want to learn more partner dancing, like salsa, merengue, bachata.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I've
we should do classes. That. Yeah, we should do that.
It would be great. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Like let the body go, have fun. And that's really fun too. Like partner dances are so much fun.
Yeah.
They're so much fun.
I've taken some, but I've still got a lot to learn.
Yeah.
Even like country dancing is fun if you know how to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it. But I am a decent dancer. If the girl knows how to dance and she can lead me, then I'm fine. When it comes to like partner dancing like that. I mean freestyle dancing, I can do that all day, every day, even with a partner. Yeah. Just fucking around, just making shit up, and just having letting loose and being on beat and just moving around.
It's good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's fun, man. It's such a good release. Yeah. I love it. One of our old coaches used to always like have everybody dance when we were trained.
Yeah.
It was so fun. I need to bring that back. You would just put on the music, like, oh, let's dance. Everybody dance. Don't be shy. Don't be like, no shy people here.
Yes.
Nobody's shy today. And we'll just start dancing.
That's so good.
It was fun, man.
Yeah.
It's so good. But it's weird how like everybody's like all shy because like, we haven't had anything to drink or smoke yet. Like, ooh.
No, for real.
And it's like, no, man, just fucking dance.
dance.
Just dance, man.
Yeah.
And that's how it was. Like, luckily for me, like coming up when I was younger, I was always dancing, and I was just high off life. Like I never needed to take anything. And I'm still the same way.
Yep.
You know.
It's the best way to be.
Yeah.
To actually
just high on life, have a good time.
Literally just have a good time. But I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like, no. And that's like one thing, like that's how I know if I can be in a place. Like if I'm there and I'm comfortable and I don't need to like drink or smoke or anything to like have any interest in anything, like I'm fine. But if I feel like I have to have a drink to be in the place, no, I'm just gonna leave.
Or even to be around a person.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
never been there.
Yeah.
Thank God, I've never been there.
Yeah. No, I've told some of the dates that I've had. Like sometimes they want to come over and they're like buzzed or drinking or whatever, and I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like to hang out with you if you've been drinking or been smoking. Like, you know, because that's a huge like turnoff for me. You know, they're like, oh, I don't. Like the biggest turnoff if they ever say like, did we have sex last night? I'm like, okay, then we're done. Like we're so done. Like that's so fucked up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but a lot of girls do that. They like to have drunk sex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, why? Yeah. When you're not gonna remember it.
Yeah, if you're not gonna remember this, like,
or even I remember bits and pieces of it. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's not even.
That's one of the most fun things you can do with another person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To
like
remember it.
To not remember it. You know what I mean? I'm like, God dang, like I don't even want to do that with you ever
again. That's so mindless. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just like, but then some guys are the opposite. Some guys like the girls to be drunk. Like, yeah, get her drunk more and you'll have more fun. Like, no, I want her to be fucking sober. Yeah. You know, and I want to be sober and let's fucking have fun and see what it's really like. And you can feel everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's almost like a cop out if you're high or drunk because you don't.
It's woozy.
Yeah.
It's very woozy.
It's woozy. But I'm like, now I want to feel the awkwardness and the bumping heads and
yeah.
You know, I remember one time I took this girl's shoe off. She kicked you. She was like, yeah. She's like, I'll stay with you under one condition. I'm like, fuck, it's gonna be like some crazy ass condition that I'm not gonna be able to do. Yeah. So it's, you know, this is probably not gonna happen. And I'm like, well, what is it? And she's like, you have to take off my shoes. And I'm like, that's it? She's like, yeah. She's like, I never had a guy like undress me before. And I'm like, done. Cool. That's fucking easy. I can do that. That's I can get you undressed, you know. So I like cover, and she's trying to help me. So she's trying to like kick her. And she had like these high top like Air Force Ones.
Oh, the big hard shit.
Yeah, with the fucking Velcro on it. Like, and I'm like, I mean, she had them on so tight, and I was just like bam! And then she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, listen, I get kicked in the face every fucking day. Like literally for my job. Yeah. Like, it's fine or whatever. And it was great, but yeah, it was but like if I was woozy or on something, I wouldn't probably remember that. That was like the part I remember that was like the fun part. That was funny, you know what I mean? Like it was cool. Like it was to like, and because she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's fucking funny. Like actually, it's hilarious. It is. It's fucking. That's something you would see like in a it's live. It's something you would see like in a rom-com or something. The dude gets fucking kicked, busts his nose. You know what I mean? Dude, one time, what's the craziest thing that ever happened to you on a date?
Oh damn. This isn't really that crazy. Oh, it was so bad. He was a boxer too. So bad. This was my worst date. It was so bad. This wasn't crazy though, but it was just really, it was really detestable to me. This is how he ate his food, Dennis. And he had noodles. He had noodles. He's sitting across from me and he's like, this is how he's eating. And he wouldn't look up at me to talk. Like he was just like, yeah, this is cool. I was like, I have to leave. I have to go. And I stayed. I sat there. I did. It was just really. But that was bad. It, man. That was nothing crazy. Like,
nothing crazy. I've been in some crazy ones.
I've never. I haven't like gone. Like, I've been in like 4 relationships and maybe on like 13 dates.
Nice.
You know, so
and nothing like, too toxic.
No,
that's good.
No, I did have like one like toxic relationship for real. Like, yeah, like one guy was like pretty crazy. We were in a relationship for a year.
Wow.
I had to leave. It was bad. Yeah, really bad.
What made it bad? Just the arguments and.
Yeah, he would like pass out, and I couldn't tell if he was doing it on purpose or not. But it would like he would like if we were in an argument or something like that, like, and he was fully gaslighting me, like fully like not sound. And he would just pass out. This
Like he'd be like, if we were arguing right now, he'd just be like,
he would Dennis, yes. And to the point, like when it first started happening, I was like, okay, like I don't know if this is real. And so I like cared about him. So I was like, are you okay? Like wake up. Like, are you okay? And he would wake up and then he'd be like, what happens? Like that's what he did the first time. And I was like, okay. And I just let it go. Like I was like, fight's done. It's
that's
cool.
like this fight or flight mechanism.
Yeah, I was like, are you good? I'm gonna make some dinner or something. Like you're tripping, like whatever. I'm gonna let it
wow.
go. And then over time it just like got worse and worse. And then it got to the point where I'm like having to like slap his face to get him up. And I'm like, I think you're awake. Like I think he was like,
you think he's faking it?
I think he was. I think he was fucking playing with me. I was like, bruh, no, like I'm slapping your face and you're not getting up. Like
I thought of that before, honestly.
As an out,
because I remember like arguing, because I've been in some fucking toxic. Even one of my homeboys, he's like, he's like, ¿Quieres tóxicas? That means, do you like toxic women?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, bro. And he's like, you might. And because obviously I'm turned on by them. I really am, like big time.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I don't know. That's something in my mind that I got to work my way through.
Yeah.
And so like, that's why I'm not trying to be in a relationship right now, because I'm like, fuck, the next person I'm with is going to be maybe even the most toxic person I've ever been with.
Yeah.
You know, but I've thought about that, getting in these situations or these arguments where they're like, and it's not even me like yelling back. Mm-hmm. I would yell back at my ex-wife because that's the dynamic we had. Like that's just what we did.
Yeah.
But so I was like, you know what? Anybody else, I'm just not going to do that. So I'll just listen. And then these women are just like yelling at me. And, just,
what are you gonna do?
And I'm just like, man, what if I just like fucking pretend to pass out right now? I'm just like,
he would be the type of person to do that, though, like he did.
I thought about it.
No, don't do that. I had one guy. Oh my gosh, no, I did have one. Oh, I hate this one. This is so bad. I love him to death. I really do. He's definitely had a hard life. But oh my gosh, just my first boyfriend I ever brought to my house. My dad's house too. Not my mom's house. My dad's house. No, seriously, this is crazy. I brought him over, and my stepsister at the time, she and I have been friends for like 13 years. She would always say like weird stuff to like any guy I was like dating or like talking to or whatever. She would always try to like test the situation. My family's like that. Like my family is like, you know, what do you like? Like if my brother would be like, let's fight, you know, like what's up? They just want to like, you know, see what they're about, I guess. And which I don't think is healthy, but it's cool. But she said something about like someone who I thought was attractive while we were at the dinner table. I kid you not, this man got up and went and sat in the corner, like crisscross applesauce with his nose in the corner.
What?
Yeah. And I was like, and my family was like, Hailee, what the fuck is happening right now? And my brother was so rude. He was very loudly like making jokes. Like everybody could hear. It was very open. I was like, I didn't know what to do. It was so weird.
And he did that because...
Yeah, like someone said something about a man I thought was attractive. Like he didn't, like I guess he was like...
Oh, he was upset about it.
I guess, I don't know.
Y'all weren't even arguing.
No, it wasn't an argument at all. Like it was like she said something about someone who I thought was attractive, and then he would like...
He just went in the corner.
He got up and he like...
Put his nose in the corner.
And this is how he got up too. Like he just was like... And he just like got up. Like I was like, what are you doing? Like what is happening?
Like he was in a
now?
trance or something.
It was so weird. And he sat there, like he even rocked a little bit.
Wow, just in the corner. Yeah. And how'd you get him out of the corner?
I don't remember. I think I had to go talk to him.
Wow.
I don't even remember if like he came back to the table. Like I don't remember what I did. I don't remember. Wow. It was so crazy though. I was like 16.
Wow.
Yeah.
But people told me that. They're like, one thing, they go, these streets are crazy. So if you're single out here, they're like, they're like, make sure, they're like, you got a divorce, make sure that's what you want, because
oh yeah, it's so different.
It's fucking crazy,
weird,
man. And it is. Like some of the dates I've been on and some of these women that I've met, I'm like, oh my God.
It's weird.
It's fucking crazy out here. And it's not just the guys and it's not just the girls. It's everything. It's both.
It's the mentality of everybody. Everybody's like fucked up. It's honestly
crazy. I've been on some great ones, some really nice dates, some really good dates. Most of them have been really cool.
That's good.
Most. But I've been on some fucking batshit crazy stuff where I'm like, what the fuck, man? I've been on some dates where like, you know, like a taser's being pulled out or a gun or a fucking...
by the woman. that
Yeah,
you're
by the
dealing
women.
with.
Yeah, the women I'm dealing with. I remember one time this girl she started choking me in an elevator. Like she's like, boom, and
Why
I'm
did she
against the
do
wall.
that?
Because I canceled the date. Because like I showed up, it was like our third or fourth date, and she was really cool before. So I was like, okay, well, here's like date number 3 or 4. So this is gonna keep getting better, right? Like this be cool, you know? And we usually just go out to dinner or just hang out and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, well, we'll repeat what we've done in the past. We'll meet at a place and we'll have a few drinks, we'll have some food and just kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're doing that. But this particular day, we sit down and I got my Hennessy, and I usually drink like one shot, but I sip on it. I usually drink like one shot of Hennessy per hour, and I usually drink 2. Mm-hmm. And so it's like in 2 hours I'll have 2. I'm good. Mm-hmm. And so I'm still sipping on my Hennessy. My first shot, just sip, talk, having a conversation. She drank probably like in that hour, like maybe 7 shots of tequila, like maybe 7 or 9, like a lot, like a crazy amount.
Yeah, she definitely choked you in an elevator.
And I'm like, oh, I go, well, what are you doing? She's like, I'm drinking. I'm like, and the bartender, he's just like feeding her. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, and she was like 23.
Culture.
Right. And so like, I was like, I
don't know why we're so fucked up like that.
But some of the most fucked up shit done to me in dating was by women older than me, like women that are like in their 40s. Mm. But this particular story was this girl, she was in her 20s. So she like, so the bartender's like, you want another drink? And I'm like, nah, bro, we're good. And then she looks at me, she gets her debit card out of her wallet. She goes, nigga, I got my own money. Boom. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh fuck. And then so he pours her like 2 or 3 more shots. And after that, like I lost count. I'm like, I don't know if she's drank like 10 shots or 11 shots or 12. I don't know. It's a lot. A fucking bunch of shots. Yeah, so many. You know, and I drank like my 1 shot of Hennessy in that, you know, I guess, I don't know, we might have been there like 70 minutes or maybe an hour. And I was like, you know what? I'm like, this date is over. We're done. I'm taking you. I go, because she had parked in my garage and we took my truck to Deep Ellum. Yeah. And I was like, all right, we're going to jump in my truck. I'm going to take you to my apartment. I'm going to pull your car out. I'm going to park your car. I'm going to pull my truck in. I'm going to call you an Uber. You're going to go home, sober up, come back, get your car. You're in no condition to drive, right?
That's so good.
And I'm not going to drive your car to your place because she lived, I think, in Arlington, and then Uber myself here. It's, you know, and so it was probably like, I don't know, 11 or 10:30, 11 when I told her the plan, and when we start walking out, it's like maybe 10:30. And so we're going in the elevator to the parking garage, and she's fucking pissed. Yes. She's fucking pissed. And so like I turned her.
Oh, she's all drunk.
Yeah, I turned around, and as soon as I turned her, like I hit the floor. I turned around. She's like, boom, and just like slammed me against the fucking wall. And I'm like,
she was plotting. Oh, why did she do that to you, Dennis? I'm so sorry.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's terrible. Ladies, do better. Don't do that.
So it gets worse.
No.
This isn't the end. This is the beginning.
No.
This is the beginning. So it gets worse.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm like looking at her and I'm like, hey, do you want to get your hands off my neck? First of all, you don't even know what you're doing.
Yeah, because you're like a fighter.
Yeah.
No, you're a fucking fighter.
I'm like, there's a reason you don't ever see this chokehold in cage fighting or in the UFC, because it's not practical. It's not a choke to really choke anybody. You don't have no control over me. No control over my body, no control over my hips. The chokes we do in self-defense or in fighting are meant to control you and choke you out. Yeah. She couldn't even choke me out if she tried.
Was she really trying?
She was trying. She was just being annoying, but you can't just fucking straight up like choke. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like looking at her. I'm like, you want to let go of my neck? Because then I'm looking at the camera in the elevator. And I'm like, I just want to like fucking boom, or just like knee her. It's like my instinct, but I knew I wasn't going to hit her, but I was like, man, I just fucking lay her out. But then I'm like, no. Yeah. Anyways, so, I mean, I've never hit a woman before anyways, you know. So, but I was just like, but sometimes, you know, wouldn't it be fun just to fucking crack her across the jaw?
I guess so.
You know.
Probably.
And, you know, I don't know. But but I've seen like athletes do that, and then there's like a video, and you see this football player like fucking just beat the shit out this girl or something.
Yeah,
so I was like, I don't want to be that guy.
No,
like,
don't be that guy.
You know.
Right.
So I was like, all right. So she removes her hand, and I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I can't believe it's not even 11. You're already taking me home. I'm like, you fucked up. Like, you got fucking faded.
And
I don't know
that's the reason you're going to choke somebody.
Yeah.
Like, that was her reasoning.
That was the reasoning. So we get back, and I pull her car out, I park it, and then I jump in my truck, and I back up my truck inside my garage. She gets in her fucking car and drives off, and I start calling her, texting her. I'm like, where are you going? What are you doing? She's not answering my calls. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you know what, Lord? I tried to do the right thing. I'm done.
I hope she made it home safe.
So my buddies are like, hey, coach, you know, come to this club that we manage, you know, come out. And I'm like, all right, I'll go out there. You know, it's 11 o'clock, you know, the night's still, it's like Saturday or whatever day it was.
The same night.
And I'm like, and then they're like, no, we'll get you in VIP because they manage the club. And so they like, you know, just wanted to hang out. And they're like, come on, coach, we'll put you in VIP. We'll hang out, have some fun, drinks are on us. I'm like, I'm by myself, had a fucked up date. All right, I'll go out. Yeah. So I went out, and like right when the bar closes, like 2 a.m., the club closes, we're going out. She's blowing me up, calling me like crazy, leaving me messages, crying. So I answer the phone, and I'm like, what's up? She's like, oh, I got in an accident. And she's like, they won't give me my baby. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, I'm at the daycare. It's like an after hours daycare in North Dallas. She's like, they won't give me my kid. And I'm like, of course they won't give you your kid. You're fucking faded. You're fucking shit-faced. But we met in a dating app. She just had moved to Texas for work. So she had been in Texas maybe 2 weeks or something like that, and didn't know. She had no family, no friends. Like, I'm like the only guy she knew besides like her boss who hired her. So she can't call her boss. Like, I'm fucking shit-faced. They won't give me my baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's like, you're the only person I can call. And I'm just like, all right, man, I guess I got to be Captain Save-A-Ho and fucking go out there. And I was like, you know what? Like, you know, let's just see what happens. Like, you know what I mean? This could be an adventure or whatever, but I shouldn't have gone. I shouldn't have fucking did it. I should not have gone.
I mean, what was she going to do? She was just
I don't know, but I should have just called CPS or something, or the police or something.
God.
So I fucking she texts me, she sends me a pin because she has no idea where she is. So she sends me a pin, and then I show up, and I fucking show up, and then I go to this car, and I bang on the door, and it's this couple like making out, and I'm like, oh shit, my bad. I'm like, my ass could have just got shot right now. Like, it's fucking 2 a.m.
You thought it was her, or
2:30 in the morning? Yeah, I thought it was her car, and I'm like, boom, 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 and then like these couples, and I'm like, oh shit, I thought it was her, like making out with some dude, and I'm like, hey, do you not need my help anymore? Like, you're gonna go with him, cool. So they're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, my bad. I'm like, and then I see another car and in front of this place, and it's like a daycare place or whatever, but the lights are off in there. And so I go to the car, and she's passed out, like just fucking, right? And I look in the car, I look in the back seat. There's a baby. There's a baby and a baby car seat. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? So I like bang in the window. This chick is not waking. The door's locked. She's not waking up. So she's like wakes up, and she's like startled, looks around.
You should have left her there then. You should. She got the baby.
I should have just called 911. I should have just called 911. And you know, in hindsight, the call 911. Hey, this is drunk lady in a car with the baby.
Oh, she's gonna get charged.
So yeah, I know. That's why I was like, she's gonna get her baby taken away, stuff like that. She's 23. 23-year-olds get drunk sometimes. You know what I mean? So I'm like, so I'm like conflicted to what to do.
It's hard.
So I walk around the front of her car to get. She unlocks the door. She's like, get in. So I go into.
She said, get in.
Yeah, she's like, get in. So I'm gonna talk to her. Like, I'm gonna tell her like, hey, you need to. I'm gonna tell her like, hey, you need to call you need to call somebody to come get your baby. Right. You need to, or I was like, you know what? Let me just call you an Uber. I was like, I'm going to call you an Uber. So when I walk around the front of a car, I noticed that the whole front end is crashed in. And so I get in, and I'm like, what the fuck did you hit? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, did you hit a person or a building or an animal? She's like, I have no idea what I crashed into. I'm like, your fucking front of your car is completely trashed. Like, you smashed something good. Like, whatever the fuck you hit. If it was another car, she doesn't know. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, was that before or after the baby got in the car? She has no idea. I'm like, how did the baby, I thought you said they wouldn't give you your baby. She's like, they wouldn't give me my baby. I got in my car, started praying. I heard him making noises. I looked back, and he was there. She's like, it's a miracle. And I'm like, this bitch is fucking crazy. And then, but not only that, but her car.
No, she said, I mean, God do stuff all the time.
That's what she said. She said it's a miracle.
Honey.
Not only that, the car smelled so bad I could barely stand. Like I couldn't stand. Like I was about to. I was
What
like,
did it smell like?
bleh,
It was like
baby
throw up.
vomit,
Yeah.
vomit, shit, piss. Like I mean, it was it was the most filthiest vehicle I've ever been in my life.
It's so nasty.
In my life, like spoiled milk, rotten food, anything you could think of to make this thing. Like she was like throwing extra shit in there just to make it nasty somehow because it was the worst. I'm
That's
like,
terrible.
I told her I can't. I had to roll down the window. I was like, I can't be in this car anymore. Like this is nasty. And she's like, and I'm like, let me just Uber you home. She's like, no, please. She's like, let me just sleep it off at your place. Let me just sleep it off. And my dumb ass with a baby, and my dumb ass is like, is this how it is for everybody? Like, is this how dating is out here? I'm like, this is fucking weird.
Did you say that to her?
I'm saying this to myself.
Oh, right.
I mean, she's, you know, so I'm like,
right.
And so I'm like thinking about like,
oh my God.
Yeah, like what to do. She just puts it in reverse and starts driving through the parking lot, dragging like her entire front end. Like, while I'm in the car.
I said, that's why I said, don't get in the car.
Yeah, I'm like, bitch, you better let me. Yeah, I'm like, let me out this car. I'm like, let me out this car. Like at this point, I gotta worry about me. If you and your baby are gonna go off and do whatever, but I'm like, let me out this car. And she was like, I just gotta go home. I'm like, listen. You have no lights. You have no front lights. Like your car is smashed in. Any cop, anybody seeing you driving like this, they're calling the police. The cop's gonna pull you over. You're going to jail. They're taking your baby away. Like you're at that point, you're breaking so many laws. Yeah. So finally, I convinced her to pull over in the middle of the parking lot. You know, and then I pull up my truck, put her and the baby in my truck. The baby fucking carrier thing was so nasty.
I can't believe you.
I was gagging as I was carrying it. It was so gross. Like the baby had shit himself. I'm just like, bleh. I put it in my truck, and I didn't want to put that nasty baby carrier in my truck. I'm like, I had to like clean my truck out the next. I'm like, it's gonna make my truck gross. Like it smelled. I was holding my breath, putting this baby in my truck. Rolled down the windows, drive all the way here.
You did this. Y'all went on 4 dates, he said?
Yeah, 3 or 4 dates. Yeah. So I did this. So we came in, and then so she lays on the couch, this little tiny ass couch, and I'm like, "You and the baby take my bed. I'll sleep on the couch." She's like, "No, she wanted to argue." I'm like, "I'm not gonna fucking argue. If you and your baby want to sleep here," so she slept on her back. The baby slept on her chest. I slept in my bed. I'm like, "Listen, I got a private lesson to teach, like at 6 a.m. Now it's like 3 a.m. 3, 4 a.m. And I'm like, I just need like at least. I was like dead tired. I was like, I need some type of sleep. I don't care if it's an hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes, whatever.
Something.
She kept getting up, trying to get into bed. And I'm like, you're not getting your drunk ass in this fucking bed.
She was trying to like have sex with you still.
I don't know if she wanted to have sex or she just wanted to lay in bed with me. But I'm like, listen, if you want the fucking bed, take the fucking bed for you and your baby. I'll sleep on the couch. Like, you're driving me fucking crazy. Like, you're driving me mad. Like, I'm losing my mind. Like, bitch, like, go to sleep, you know?
Yeah, relax.
And so I'm like, so I'm trying to. I'm like, do you want the bed? She's like, no, I'll just lay on the couch. I'll just lay on the couch. I'm like, go lay on the couch and like leave me alone. Like, let me sleep. I have to work. Like, oh my god, like she wouldn't stop. So I texted one of my homeboys. I was like, dude, I don't know what the fuck to do. And he's like, bro, you have to kick her out. Call an Uber right now. Tell her she has to go. Just say, hey, time to go. Like,
get up out of here.
Baby, get the fuck out. I'm like, that's kind of neat. And he's like, bro, that's how it is out here. You want to be single? This is how it is being single. You have to tell these women, you know, you have to tell these people, like, you know, whoever you did, just got to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm used to dealing with dudes and men and fighting. Like, if it's a dude, I'm like, bro, you leaving in 5 seconds, or I'm beating the fuck out of you, dragging here. You know, she's a woman with a baby. You know, I'm not gonna beat up a woman. I'm not gonna physically, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I'm in a predicament. Like, what the fuck? And so like, do I just call? He's like, if you have to, call the fucking cops on her. They'll get her ass out of there. And I'm like, listen, I called you an Uber. You need to go, or I'm calling the cops, and then the cops are going to take you and your baby out of here. So what's it going to be? So I'm like, you can wait in here till the Uber gets here. Yeah. And when the Uber gets here, she's like, no, I'm leaving now. Fuck this, can't believe. I'm like, oh shit, you can't believe. All right. She didn't bring a diaper bag, nothing. This baby smells like shit. Anyways, she waits outside on the curb, and she's like texting me, can't believe you got me out here with my baby. In the, you know, it's sitting out and it's cold outside and we're sitting on the curb. I can't believe you got us out here like this. This is it. And I'm just like, this bitch is fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, this is how people like try to get people to care about them. Like, they think if I can do it like this, then they'll care about me.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you were giving her care, right? Like sleeping on, like letting her come into your home. Like she thinks, oh, he cares about me. bitch, you're just crazy and you're drunk and I don't know what to do with you. Like, that's it.
That's all it was.
Just relax.
And I was just like, and I had a soft spot for the baby. You know, I'm a grandfather.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, you know what I mean? Like, and I was raised by a single mom. So I'm like, man, do I want to put this single mom who's struggling in her 20s? You know, she's getting her baby, but at the end of the day, I'm like, that she deserved to get her baby taken away. She deserved to get it. She does not need to be with that.
I don't know about deserve. Like, she could have killed the baby, yeah, but like, I don't know. I'm not a parent.
Well, what I'm saying is,
I'm
not saying like take her baby away, but I'm saying at that point, it's out of my hands. Call 911, let the police handle it, let the courts handle it. They have systems in place to handle this. It's not my place.
No.
Like, my place is to make sure that baby's okay, call the authorities and let them deal with it. Yeah. My place is not to have, because it could have been way worse with her being in here. Like, who knows what could have. So I'm just like, I put myself in a predicament.
She just tried to choke you, like, you know, like, you let her into your home, like, it's crazy.
I mean, I get choked every day by grown-ass 350.
No, I get it. I know it wasn't a threat to you.
I know that, but that's probably why, like, it was, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like,
serious.
I'm like, it's like her doing, like, flicking me. It's like, you don't even know what you're doing. You know what I mean? But
in her mind, she's like, no, I'm choking.
Right, but at the same time, like, I still need to take into consideration as a whole what the fuck is going on. Yeah. Like, this shit is all craziness. This is toxic as fuck.
Damn, this shit's crazy. Life is wild.
Life is wild, man. Dang. And then so then the Uber came, picked her up, and I told the Uber, I go, she's fucking hungover. You know, she was fucked up. I was like, please, bro, let me know when you get her home. Make sure she gets in her apartment safely. I don't need some shit like blow back on me somehow. You know what I mean? He's like, I got you, man. I was like, bro, I'll tip you extra if you can just get her into the apartment, shut the door that they got in there. Like, I'll make it worth your while, bro. And I give him a big tip, and he's like, I got you. He was down. He was like, I don't even know this dude. He was like, I got you, bro.
That's so good.
This, you know, yeah. And I was like, man, hopefully this is not one of them crazy ass Uber drivers who takes advantage of women
like that.
And I was like, oh my god.
No, like, you're good. You're good.
So I was stressing. You know, and then the guy that I called was actually the guy that I had to do the private lesson for.
Damn.
And he was like, bro, you haven't. I literally did not sleep. Yeah. Not at all. Like, she would not stop fucking with me, like trying to. And she's like all with the dragon breath and with the puke breath and fucking stinky and just. And I'm like, get the fuck out of my bed, girl. Like, what the fuck? Like, don't talk to me. Don't touch me. Just. You need to, and then I texted him like, bro, like, I don't know what the fuck to do. And he's like, bro, get her the fuck out. And he's like, I'll see you for training. And then, but he gave me like, he was like, bro, go to sleep. He's like, I'll
gave him some extra time.
He gave me like 2 hours of sleep, and then I went and trained him. But I was just like, fuck, man, like, that was. But I have other stories, man. But it was like that was one of the worst. And then that's like, it's crazy, man. Yeah, it's crazy being single. It's crazy being in my situation. It was crazy being married. But it's like, which one's worse? I think, you know, but at least being single, it's easier just to be like, deuces, right? I could just call her an Uber and it's over. When you're married, it's like, it's hard. It's harder to like get away and detach from that. So I think for me, for right now, it's better to be single, you know, because when my divorce, like, I was even having thought, like, I wanted out of that marriage so bad. Like, I'm not saying I would never commit suicide, but the thought of it was coming into my head, you know, and I'm like, if I'm having these thoughts, it's time to go. I gotta go. I have to leave. I have to go. And that's when I knew it was time to go, you know, like, at least with the dating, like, any of these girls, even if they're crazy, I don't ever think about killing myself. I'm like, I need to just call her an Uber and not talk to her again. I need to not talk to her again. I need to not deal with these, you know, maybe read the room, or, you know, maybe do a little bit more of an interview process with these women before I like
be preventative,
hang out with them. You know, just get to know them, like, you know, do you turn into a fucking gremlin when you drink?
They'll tell you the truth. I swear to God, if you ask her that, she'll tell you the truth.
They do.
She will. She'll laugh it off. Like,
they'll be like, oh yeah, I get so, like, tell me sometimes they've been crazy. They'll tell you like the craziest stories when they got fucking shit faced. Yeah. You know, whether it was high or drunk or whatever the fuck they were taking. And I'm like, whoa, she's actually telling me this. Like, yeah, well, I don't need to be hanging out with you.
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, like, on the like, you know, like how some guys and some women, now I'm in the, you know, like, my buddy's asking me about like toxic women. No. I don't need that type of adventure. I don't need that type of craziness. You know, we can have so much more fun just like going to dinner, enjoying life, traveling, you know, having a good time, vibing, all that. Building things, whatever, like doing shit, learning things together. Like, that's the vibe I want. I don't need all this chaos and craziness. No. Like, no, man. No.
Yeah,
No.
that's good.
Yeah. So
I
that's
definitely
right.
agree with that. I definitely feel that for sure.
Yeah.
No craziness, please. No craziness.
But I mean, there's
bro.
fun crazy.
There is
Like
fun.
I'm a fun crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not like a crazy, but
Oh,
I'm
but
a
that's
fun
like
crazy.
weird crazy. Like that's just like
That's
expressive crazy. That's like
psychotic,
Yeah.
crazy, whatever the fuck,
No,
crazy. Like
yeah,
I'm fun crazy. Where like, hey, let's do karaoke or something.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like
yes,
something odd like that.
Yeah,
you know what I
for
mean?
sure.
Like
Yeah.
let's dance. And when
Yeah.
nobody else is dancing, this is not okay. This is fucking.
Yeah, this is a time. Yeah,
Let's just do it. You just have fun, man. Fuck
that type
it.
of shit.
That kind of crazy. Or let's
That's
take a trip right now.
That's how it's like. Let's go to the airport real quick and let's just buy a ticket and
Just
who
go
knows where the fuck we're gonna go. Yeah,
That's crazy fun.
That's crazy fun. I want to have that type of fun. You know. Yeah.
Yes, but not the fucking
No.
other
Worried
shit.
if I'm gonna get choked up,
stabbed or shot.
You know? Yes. No.
No, man. I had this one girl. Like, I broke it off with her. She threatened to like have people jump me.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like,
been there. Yep. Been there.
Like, what the fuck?
That was just really early in my early days.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, I learned pretty quickly. Like, nah, some people cannot have access.
I'm like,
to
you're threatening me.
Yeah.
I'm like, now do you understand why I don't want to see you again?
Yeah, it's like rejection. People like can't. She couldn't even handle the idea or thought.
Yeah, she's like, motherfucker, are you?
Like,
and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
she's like, I know some motherfuckers. They got you. They can whoop your ass. And I'm like, really? You're threatening me? I'm like, oh my god, like,
terrible.
Wow. Like, I know I made the right decision.
Yeah.
You know, and then they keep like, then she was like popping up on all my social media and LinkedIn and all these different things trying to reach out to me. And I'm like, oh my god, like,
no.
Wow.
No.
It's not that serious, girl.
No.
We went on a few dates. Like, it's not that serious.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy, man. But you know, it's a journey. Mm-hmm. It's life, and we get crazy stories out of it.
We do.
You know, and we survive.
We literally survive. That's like the best part about it is like we get to look back and see another day. You're like, oh, that was crazy. You know, have some experience.
Yeah, but here, you know, here we are both single on Valentine's Day, and we get to avoid a lot of the craziness.
It's true.
You know,
it's true.
So, anything else you want to plug or talk about before we go? I don't know. I know we've been doing this podcast forever. 2 hours and 23 minutes. Jesus.
Oh my gosh!
Christ.
Really? 2 hours and 23 minutes?
Yeah.
It's my birthday.
2:23.
Yes.
Oh shit.
That's really cool.
What does this say? I don't know. It said something on my screen, but it
I don't know.
Off.
That's really fucking cool though. Wow.
Yeah. 220. Did you show the tattoo?
I didn't show it.
Yeah.
It's my birthday, y'all.
223.
Yeah, that's cool.
Whoa. What is will? 223.
It's for my willpower, but I'm gonna put God's on this side, so it's like God's will.
Oh, that's what's
I just have that in God's. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah,
all right.
For sure.
So we're out. Yeah. Peace and love.
Be blessed, man. You know. That's it. Oh yeah, I love you. There it is. That's good.
All right.
Yes. Thanks, Dennis. This is great.
You can stop it again.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.